Yo, what's happening? Hello, everybody. Are we all here? Let's see. Looks like Martin's here. Now, where is the game? Stage and media. Maybe this is it. Ah, now, where's Dom? And where is, let's see here. Let's get the volume set up here. Where's the volume set? Line mode? Aha. There we go. Okay, what's happening, everybody? Waiting for Don 2K to check in here with us, and we're going to watch this game. Let me tweet this out, I guess, shall we? Let everyone know we're still here, or we are starting right now. This is exciting. Where is the share button? Let's see here. Oh, Dom is here. Why is he not on stage? Am I not doing it? Here, let me do this. Aha. There we go. Now, as far as I can tell, we are broadcasting to, let's see. Did I not do that right? Let's see here. Invited. What does that mean? No, go back. Aha. What's up, Dom? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. He's getting this mic set up. Here we go. Well, I'm excited to see. I was actually really enjoying the Warriors and Suns game. It was a good game. The Warriors looked really, really good at home. And, you know, oh, maybe Dom's coming back in a minute. The Warriors are worth looking up. I can't quite figure out what they are and how far they could go. But when they're clicking and the ball is moving and they're getting open threes, and their defense is anchored by Draymond, it looks good. Like it looks like they could compete. But we're gonna have to find out when they play OKC or they play Denver. Really get a chance to see that again. Okay, I gotta bring Dom in again. Let's do that. I think requests check accept. That might have done it. And if you want to come on the show, maybe we can do this with you guys as well. I'm going to check right now to make sure that we're working over on the B-ball breakdown side. Let's try that. Let me switch over there. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is there a button I didn't press to go live on YouTube? I thought I set it up all right. It said it was going. Let's see here. Oh, there we go. It is working. Great. All right. And we have Dom, I think. Are you there? Uh-oh. I can't hear you. Let me make sure that I'm not muting you. I don't think I did. I have not done that, so it looks like you are on my end. You are okay. Oh, crap. Well, I'm going to press.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. Awesome. It's been a while, Coach.
Yeah. You know what? I wonder if I hit what I thought was unmute was mute, but there's a line through it. Anyway, great to see you, Don. Wait to have you. I'm so happy to do this with you.
Yeah, no, for sure. We did a good bit of playbacks last year. This is actually my first one of the season, and perfect game too. Thunder trying to go 8-0. Clippers, I haven't gotten to see a ton of them this year, so
yeah. Well, they had an exciting one the other day. Was it last night? What is time? But yeah, they had Harden was really doing well in the fourth quarter, and then they went completely away from him at the end and let Kawhi do hero ball. And I don't know. I think I'm done with hero ball. I'm done with one guy running the clock down and just jacking up a three, sidestepping.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you see that, especially in this era, deeper you go into the playoffs, the less that works. We see that with a couple of teams. So,
yeah, I'm actually working on, speaking of offense, I'm working on a video for tomorrow on the Heat offense. Have you been noticing what they've been doing? Have you seen all that coverage?
Yep. Looks great. And it helps a lot, too, that Bam has improved as much as he has, the jump he's taken.
Yeah. I tweeted it out today. He's actually averaging about 7 threes a game attempts, which is like, I think his career average is like 0.8 a game.
Yeah.
He actually did shoot a few last year, too. But it is crazy how he's not hanging around the elbow anymore. He's just backing up to the 3-point line. And and hitting some. You know what? And I don't, I don't see why it would continue. Why it wouldn't go down? It probably will stay somewhere in that 34-35% range, which is good.
Yeah, no, it's a crazy year over improvement. I think I looked, 'cause I had to talk about the Heat the other day. I think he was shooting 2 a game last year flat, and it was a decent percentage, but it was 2. And so he's shooting, I'm pretty sure, a similar percentage on 7 now. That's huge. I mean, me and my friend were talking about Bam this summer, and we were just kind of like, this is, especially with what's happened with the Heat roster, we were like, this is kind of the year we really need to see if Bam is what Heat fans say he is, you know? And so, yeah, this is the Bam we were promised, I think. I'm enjoying it so far.
And it's not surprising. Like, he has a nice jumper from mid range his whole career. So it sort of felt like it wouldn't have been that big of a deal for him to back up a little bit and then get that extra point. I'm a little bit concerned with the offense, though, only because there are almost no ball screens. There are virtually 0 handoffs. And so the only way they're generating advantages is individually, basically. Like, I'm going to go tween, cross, spin, whatever, and I'm going to somehow get there. And I think the worry is that when you get down to like the 3rd, 4th, 5th guys doing that, they're not optimized. You'll see Fontecchio get stuck and like throw the ball away. So maybe that's that's the first 20 games are for, where they're going to be like, hey, buddy, we're not going to do that anymore. You're just going to spot up and then, find better ways to get the advantage. So we'll see. But I just worry that like the spacing is such that they'll give a huge gap for the ball handler on the right wing, for instance, with nobody on his side. But that just means on the weak side spacing is not great. And so you can load up. And in the playoffs, when you're used to that and you have a chance to scheme, I just worry that that's going to be a problem. They're going to shut it down.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of, I think, it's weird with the Heat. And I know they changed their offense this year, but just in general with teams who have to play a certain way to kind of like make the roster work, it does have a ceiling on it. But I do want to ask you, though, how you see Tyler Hero fitting into it like long term as well, because that's a big thing. They've been playing decent without him with this system, and so I know that adds a completely different dynamic.
They said, did you see Legler and Spoelstra together on that coach's corner thing? I don't know if you saw that.
I missed that one.
They sneak out here. It's kind of hard to find them, but they did a weird play that really doesn't even apply because it was from last year. It was released for someone recently, but they asked him about Hero, and Spoelstra's like, well, of course, the more firepower we have, the better our offense is going to work. And I think he also knew for this year, particularly, it works like with the Hornets offense I broke down last week. It doesn't work well because they just don't have a lot of guys that can create like that. And the Heat are in that similar situation. But when you add Hero, who can do that really well, then it will make it better for sure. I'm just kind of one of those guys who likes to see the team work together to create advantages, 2-man game, 3-man game, something like that. And the other irony is that like this looked really familiar to me. And I went back around 2012, 2013, 2014. And you know what? The Heat were running similar ideas where it's like your turn, my turn, your turn, and then Mario Chalmers was the guy who was like trying to create everything for everybody, even though they had the Heatles. So they've done this. This isn't like new, I don't think, for Spoelstra at all. And they're kind of going back to that. So again, we'll see. And then watching those, let's see, I was watching 2013 playoffs and 2014 playoffs. Some of those offensive sets were ugly. Like they went small ball. Like remember Shane Battier would be like a center, or like Bosch would be center, but Battier, whatever. And some of those possessions were really ugly. And like Chalmers is trying to do his thing while the other guys are just spacing the perimeter. Never understood that back then. And I think that we'll see. Spoelstra will probably ultimately have, figure it out where they start Hero in the corner and they start, Mitchell in the corner, and then somebody else like on top. So it's like the other guys who aren't great drivers won't be in situations to like have to create. I think that's the idea.
Yeah. No, I was laughing so hard at myself about the 2014 point, just because right before the season started, that's what me and a friend were doing. We haven't dropped the videos yet, but we actually went back and watched the 2014 finals, and you could literally see exactly what you're talking about. And you could see the end of the Heat, like some of the lineups that they had to run against San Antonio, but then the Chalmers thing too. So it's funny you bring that up, because when we dropped those videos, I can see, I think it's game 3. Some of the things he was doing, I was like, did Chalmers really have this much authority with LeBron and Wade and Bosch on the floor? It was bad. But then, the roster, too, as well, just didn't stand a chance against the Spurs because, like you said, some of the lineups they had to run, you would see Chris Anderson out there with Norris Cole. The spacing would be weird. It just wasn't enough there. It was a strange time. 2014 was a strange year for them.
Yeah. And remember, like, Wade was washed pretty much, although he ended up playing a couple more years after that. But, like, I think that's probably why LeBron got out of town, right? He looked around and it's like,
yeah, definitely
suboptimal. and probably having to deal with getting injections in the middle of games. Remember, he'd come out after like a first half looking terrible and like somehow play really well after that. But I get it, and they got waxed in the finals. So that made sense why he would want to get out of there. But yeah, it was weird and like strangely like trying to be progressive, because we know Spoelstra had met with Chip Kelly, was trying to incorporate other influences, but then also strangely just weird, like not optimal. Like when you have Bosh and LeBron and Wade, like those three guys should be doing some version of like a pick and roll with like a flare screen, and we'd see that with when Ray Allen would come in and do it. Ray Allen would screen for like LeBron and get a flare from Bosh, but like just so few and far between. It was like I couldn't figure it out. And by the way, it also explained why the role players struggled so mightily, because they never got a rhythm. They never got like normal touches in a way that they always knew where they're getting them. So that was a whole other thing.
Yeah, I know that's 10 years ago, but I'm wondering if you know anything about what happened with Bosh there, because what we found was in games 1 and 2, they used him, and he was actually doing pretty well. They went back to Miami in game 3. It was almost like they froze him out of the offense. I think he took 4 shots in game 3 after being productive in game 1 and game 2. Ball didn't go to him. There was no actions ran for him. Lineups didn't involve him. I was like, what happened on the plane from San Antonio to Miami? It was the weirdest thing.
I covered that finals. I was in Miami for those games, and my memory, I got to ask Pop a question about switching defenses. And I wonder if like they went to like a lot more switching, which would then mean Bosh isn't popping and getting open. And that might have been part of it. But Bosh was relegated. That was one frustrating thing for me too. When you watched him in Toronto, the guy was on that right block. He was an all-star, was on the Hall of Famer for sure there. And then he goes to Miami, and they never even gave him, they didn't throw him a bone. Like, let him go down there a couple times a game and post up, and they never would let him do that. So he was relegated to just being on the perimeter. And I just think that, over those 3 or 4 years, by the time he got to 2014, it was just like getting farther and farther out and less part of the offense. It was sad.
Yeah.
So they would have definitely got hurt. He had something wrong with a blood clot or something, right?
After, about a year later, about a year and a half later, something like that. Yeah. It would have benefited for sure, though. And here we are. All right, game time. OKC looks insane this year, and they're not even healthy, or they haven't been healthy. It's the scary part.
Well, my next video after the Heat, I think it's going to be about AJ Mitchell. Now, he's Belgian, and I heard one person say Ajay, and now I'm wondering, because of that, if they're just bastardizing his name and saying AJ when it should be Ajay. Any idea?
Now, I've only heard AJ so far, so that would be news to me. Like everywhere, I had to make a short about him. I've only heard AJ, so if it's different, I'll learn soon. I
swear I heard some announcer somewhere do it, but not the home announcers. They're doing AJ too, so they would probably know. But we'll have to find out. I'm gonna have to get my Belgian fans out there to find out how you pronounce AJ.
Just on the topic of the Thunder, though, the only reason I'm not just rushing to name them repeat champions is because I saw how good they did last year, and then how the playoffs still ended up being a challenge. That Denver coached a really good series against them. And so I'm like, okay, it's the West. It's still going to be challenging. But this is as close as you can get to guaranteeing a team repeating, in my opinion. They're just they might be the deepest team I've been around for. I compared them to the 14 Spurs just player for player. And it's like it's really that level of depth. It's insane.
Yeah. It is. And even when they deal with the contract stuff coming up with like Caruso and somebody else, I don't know, J-Dub, maybe they took care of already. They'll be able to plug in Isaiah Joe and Casey Wallace, and they won't miss much.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Yeah, that's too right. Teams, when they're built this good, don't normally have the flexibility they have. And so if they need to end up making trades, if they need to solve something financially, they have all the assets to do that. I've never seen anything like this. It's crazy.
Well, and it goes to show you what happens when you amass that many, picks. Because again, you're gonna hit on a low percentage, but the more you have, the more higher chance you get them. And then plus, there's something weird about OKC, right? Like they are better than almost every other team, or maybe they are simply better than every other team in terms of drafting. They just seem to hit more than anybody else.
Yeah, it's crazy because like we were just talking about AJ Mitchell, and I picked up on that in the first 3 games. I'm going, okay, they're not healthy, and they just immediately plug in a backup point guard who I think he played about 30 games last year. Yeah. And he comes in and he's playing off of Shea, so now Shea is setting some off balls, and then this is another offensive punch. It's complete insanity. Yeah, they're in great position, and once again, we're talking about them without J-Dub. You wouldn't really noticed J-Dub is gone so far.
Right.
And they haven't been shooting great from three either, and they've won all these games. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So what do we have here?
Also, Tayden said Clippers are weird Frankenstein type of. Not sure they'll be cohesively viable as contender this season. All right, my thing with the Clippers has literally just been age. That's kind of what it is. Especially in the first game, I saw the Jazz kind of ran them out of the building. So, yeah, I'm just kind of tracking that throughout the year up until April.
Cool. So I'm sending one message here. All right. So let's get to the game here. All right. So we got opened up. We had Harden hit a couple free throws and just missed that shot. Okay. And they're going to let him cook.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah. Now let's look at the play. They'll probably show it. Now remember, there's still a high five rule. It still exists as long as you don't have a secondary action to hit the guy on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You can still have that contact. Good screen.
Solid. Yeah. And then Shea textbook draws the foul. It's funny because like as much as flack as he takes for shooting as many free throws, I know he's been successful this year in games he hasn't shot that many free throws, but also too, I mean, defenders foul him a lot. Like they really do. They fall for it a lot.
I mean, let me give you a hint. He's really hard to guard, so you kind of have to foul him if you're trying to guard the guy, right?
Basically.
But what you said was perfect. He could score 30 any way you want him to.
Yeah.
Right? You know, he can score 30 without going to the line. He can score the line going to 20 times. It doesn't matter. And that's how good he is. All right, so they can try and get Zubats going early. Oh, wow, Chet. The two double bigs teaming up. Now shot box, another defender over there. It doesn't matter with Harden.
Oh, bang. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, if they can get Dort in foul trouble, that'll help get him off the court and not be so bothering everybody.
They definitely want to get Dort off the court because I know it's probably been that way for a season or two, but Dort, some of the defense I see him allowed, like the physicality he's allowed to get away with is it's like a tier higher than a lot of players in the league, honestly.
You know, I mean, Draymond kind of is in that same category. Although people think it's dirty and they call it like he's tackling people playing football, and I'm like, whenever I see those clips and they use it as an example, I'm like, this is textbook basketball. It's exactly how any coach would want you to play defense. You're energetic, you're aggressive, you're cutting guys off. And I don't know. I mean, anybody who says that he's playing football just had never even seen the Bad Boys Pistons play or anything like that. All right, here we go. Now, that's the other thing about Hartenstein that I'm kind of worried about. Like, he's so good in the high post and being a facilitator, and they don't really let him do it. It's frustrating.
Wow. All right. Great start.
Harden is a great example. I have to go to the House of Highlights on Friday to do this, that fan versus hater thing.
Oh, you're doing that?
Yeah, and I got to defend Harden. And I'm not even sure I'm allowed to tell anybody, but I'm telling you, whatever. Everyone's going to know. I'm hyping it up. Anyway, so I got to defend Harden. And I got to tell you, I think the way he is, well, even there, the way he's, matured his game as he's gotten older, I think is great. Like, he's figured out ways to be able to be effective without having blowing by anybody anymore, without he doesn't get those fouls anymore going to the basket. And I think he's done a great job to kind of adjust.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because remember last year, and Kawhi didn't play a lot of the regular season. We looked at that Clippers team and went, okay, cool, Harden's just going to go have fun. But, he played a huge part in actually leading them to wins throughout. And I think we forget that was a surprise before they got to the playoffs. It looked like they could have gone to round 2. So, yeah. In his older age, he definitely has adjusted well.
Can you do it again?
Wow.
Yes.
Check.
Yeah.
On fire. And obviously no Kawhi tonight, back-to-back. So I was expecting that.
Yeah, I was bummed when Kawhi ended up isolating that last game because now, in fairness, Harden had turned the ball over in a bad pass a minute before, but he had hit some threes and just looked like he's the guy who should have the ball in his hands. And by the way, he then could have created something for Kawhi for the win, and he would. That's the thing. He creates a lot of open shots for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure. So here in the timeout, I see Carmelo said, "Will the Spurs go deep in the playoffs this year?" Before we get into that, what did you make of the Phoenix game? Because I went through that about a day ago, and a lot of that was the Phoenix, no doubt, did a really good job on Wemby, but a lot of that seemed like uncharacteristically lackadaisical Wemby as well. Like passing up certain shots on defense, he looked really winded. I was actually concerned after I got through that tape because I was like, "Wow!" Overnight, it looked really, really strange.
I saw a couple edits of people showing how they were defending him and as if it was novel or unique. And I just felt like I've seen all of that, and that hadn't really bothered him too much before. The double teaming maybe is interesting, but I would suspect the way he plays, the way he develops, like it would only take 1 or 2 games to work on that, and then he'll be really great at getting out and passing out double teams and whatever. So I'm not worried at all about him on that. I just don't think anyone, listen, he's bound to have a game, right? He's been so ridiculous this whole time. But I mean, I'm telling you, he could be MVP this year.
Yeah. Oh, he easily could. I mean, if he's going to make 5 blocks a game look regular and then also be able to do everything else he's doing consistently, it's gonna be really hard. It's kind of like how 2K basically, sometimes a player just gets broken and they win a bunch of MVPs in a row because other players just can't get to that tier. That's kind of that's a level Wemby can get to. So I'm excited, but such that Dylan Harper is going to be out, and now they probably are going to start to feel missing Fox a little bit. I think.
But I think Fox is coming back soon.
Hopefully, because
and that'll help. Although again, they have an embarrassment of riches. It's too many guards right now, and they might be able to do some sort of a deal. But and then I'm trying to figure out what would they need, and probably maybe another big man. Everybody needs that, so no one's really available. But we'll have to see. I'm kind of curious to see how Fox now coexists with this version of Wemby, which is different. And he cut down some of the threes. I like when Wemby shoots threes, only if to avoid the just having to go to the block every time could get boring and get kind of, you lose your energy that way. So I would like to see it.
Let me, I don't know if that's, I'm assuming that's not your mic. Let me just see real quick.
Uh-oh. Yeah, and let us know in the comments if my mic doesn't sound good. And I don't know, I can't tell, but it looks, levels are fine. All right, people are getting down. Have you been to Intuit Dome? Uh-oh, now I lost you. Wait, what happened? I don't hear you. Are you there? I'll give you another chance, and then I can press the button. But I think I'm not muting you. I didn't touch anything. Okay, it's you. All right, cool. Anyhow, well, we're back. Clippers, huge opening behind Harden's hot shooting. So let's see if they open up with an out-of-bounds after timeout play. They're going to go to a handoff into ball screen for Shea, and then a Dort drive right to the basket with free throws. That's a good outcome for them. I don't hear you. Uh-oh. Okay, I hear something. I hear you. Oh, where'd you go? All right. Now, I always like these angles, by the way, because you can see how they turn their feet. See how he turned to the left to get his elbow and his hip in line of the basket properly. Of course, he misses the shot, but it's a lot easier to get your elbow underneath the ball that way, and that goes for jump shooting as well. A lot of guys that struggle with free throws a lot of times are 10 toes to the rim, and that doesn't help. It's easier on your body to get that natural alignment when you turn. So yeah, I guess if you want to come on the show, we could probably let you through. You got to get onto the playback side, the playback TV, playback.tv/BBALLBREAKDOWN, and then request. And I think I can let you in. Oh, I got to let Don in. Darn it. There it is. So if you're over on playback and you want to come in and ask a question, let us know. I think raise your hand maybe is how you do it, right? Okay. So now, yeah, they got a mismatch down low, go right down to Zubac. It's a sign of a good team that they can instantly recognize that and go to the mismatch. And Zubac got a little bailed out there on that shot, on that foul call. Now, there's a good reason, by the way, why teams don't lob every single time. It's not easy. Oh, did I lose? There he is.
All right,
okay, I can hear you. All right, we good? Although now I feel like you changed your camera. What happened?
Yeah, I did. I had to change the. I just had to change my setup. I've been tinkering with it today.
Okay.
To get it to work so I could hear you properly. I'm good now.
Cool. All right. You missed the most amazing. No, you didn't. Okay, 13-3. OKC's got to call another play out of this to get a good shot. Double ball screen across the top for SGA. And right into the lane. That's too easy. And he blows the little floater that he normally makes.
Yeah. I got to where he wanted. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
Great defending of the rim. I don't think you can go full speed, big extra step on a 1-2 layup against Chet.
Definitely not.
All right. And, the Clippers had wanted to run, and I think like their pace wasn't this very fast the first several games, and they weren't doing well. But you can see they're getting down the break now.
Nice. Kaysen is so annoying to dribble around.
Wow. And is there anything better than that for defense? And then you got Dort, who's going to do the similar things.
Yeah. Kaysen specifically, I always notice like he's always got his arms ready, and so like you just have to think twice dribbling around him every single time. And there we go. All right.
You know what's nice about that play with Chet getting the foul is that he didn't just spot up in the corner and wait for a kick out for a three. Like we're finally getting that cut back to and by the way, that shot by Derrick Jones Jr. like there's only a few guys in the league that are going to do that to him.
Yeah,
he's finishing that against almost everybody. But anyway, the point about Holmgren is that and Holmgren likes to shoot corner threes too. But the fact that we've finally gotten back to cutting that way is opening up a whole lot of things for the offense. It's great.
Yeah, I know. I really like Chet to start too. I'm not sure in like the last two games if his 3-point percentage is holding up because he was shooting a good bit better than last year. Mm-hmm. But also too, I just think it's been good development for him with J-Dub out. He immediately slides into the second option, and kind of reminds me of what we thought when he got drafted. We got drafted, we kind of thought of him as a duo piece or whatever. So seeing him in this role and excelling is pretty cool. Obviously, if you're OKC as well, that's just another piece. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because in the finals, he kind of disappeared. I think he had hurt an ankle and he kind of was just playing through it, which is unfair to sort of say that about him. Look at that off-foot layup, gets blocked though. And so it might have been a little bit unfair. I think he was banged up pretty severely. But but it's good to see like how is he going to adjust now and is he going to come through with that out of that and like be better and be that second option or the third option. It's important. But again, do they even need him to get he could be the fourth option on this team and they're still going to be great. All right, so going to his zone. Tough shot. Good contest. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah. All right, there we go. They said a rare three. That's where it's at this year. Yeah. Good recovery.
Hey, that's a tough one to pump fake it and then have to shoot it off stationary.
Yeah. Right where he wants. Going to three.
So Harden got caught like in that. I think that's still a zone. They were chasing. They had him right where they wanted him, but Harden can't just turn around and stand. He's got to stay stuck to the one pass away spot up shooter in the corner. That's too easy. So this call looks like obviously they want to get down to Zubac down low and let him go to work. Hardenstein's a really good defender. I don't know if this is a great idea. And then there comes Chet to take that away. Now what? Look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even they made the shot, but if I'm okay, I'm still happy with that possession of defense, though. It got a little bit stagnant.
Yeah. You got to get more movement against this OKC defense.
Say he held him on the screen.
Now, I don't always watch, like, if it's, like, the bottom two teams in the league playing each other. Like, I don't know. I mean, the Pistons aren't completely bottom, but I watched Pistons Hornets, I think, the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I don't always do that, right? I tend to, sometimes I gravitate live to watching these kind of games. But I feel like it's a different league in when you get down to those teams. If the game is different, the refereeing is different. It's weird. Do you ever notice that?
Not specifically. No, I'm going to look out for it because I actually have been paying more attention to bad teams this year. I've sat in on a couple of those matches, so that is something I'll pay attention to next time. Yeah,
because if I'm going through a team that's like not great in the standings or whatever, I usually kind of isolate half-court possessions and not kind of watching the whole game flow. Mm-hmm. But I just decided to do that, and it was like, gosh, this is not the same as like good teams going back and forth. It looked a little bit like those memes on WNBA when people get try and make fun of WNBA. Yeah, it looked like that. Yeah, and at the NBA level, which means that you shouldn't criticize the WNBA because you'll still see it at the NBA level. Miss layups, throw the ball away. Just it looks wild out there. Yeah. And it's interesting. So I don't know. I might have looked more deeper into that one, but
it was a great take by Chet there on the break.
Yeah,
covered a lot of ground,
and they need some more pace here. All right, so they're intent on letting Zubac go to work down low, and it's getting them something here.
All right, another good possession of defense.
Yeah. And then this is what you get out of it. Oh, boy.
timeout after this. Yep.
Yeah.
You can feel that one coming.
Yeah.
You could feel it coming because I think that like 2 of the last Clippers 3 possessions did kind of start like that. Zubac posted and nothing much. Just go create something after you catch it.
Well, I mean, the one they got a bucket on was still like, Derek Jones like floater contested, it kind of rolled in, but it wasn't great. It certainly wasn't what their first option, what they wanted. Yeah. And that's the key is when you're a really good team, you're a good defense, you know how to goad the players who aren't that great, or you know how to get them to do something that they're not great at. Exactly. And that's the beauty of that. That's why it's like so many of these teams are young or they don't have a lot of experience. They don't have a lot of, they're not practicing a lot. So it's like you don't get a chance to have those kind of adjustments or that kind of IQ in the regular season, unless you're like OKC, who's, they're all came back. They're really well coached. It's a pleasure to watch. There's some other teams that are not well coached for a lot of reasons. It's not always fair to just sort of light somebody up when you know that like they don't get a lot of practice time.
Yeah, exactly.
Not like in college or high school. And so it's like, of course, like I was reading about how Tibbs was not having any practices, right? He's playing these guys 40 minutes a game. It's like they won't practice, and it looked like that. They didn't look like a smart team.
I'm glad you brought the Knicks up. I was actually during the time I'm going to ask you, what differences had you seen, if any, for since the coaching change? Because I feel like that was the big deal for them. Was trying to elevate through.
Yeah,
just basically not what they had last year.
I mean, lots of differences because they're now playing a completely different offense. The problem they had in the beginning was that even though the offense was different and they were getting Brunson in the corner more off ball and coming out of there to attack, which I think is great, they weren't getting KAT involved. And if you look at KAT's numbers now, he's like averaging the lowest points per game since his rookie year. That cannot go over well for him. I can't believe he wouldn't be upset about that. And so Mike Brown's gonna have to be really worried about that. And I know Josh Hart just went down and got is hurt or whatever. And so that's going to be a problem as well. And so it's not really clicking yet, even though they're running a free-form offense. He's not having to call a lot of plays, which is interesting. So that's the biggest issue I see right now. I mean, what's their record right now?
Did you know KAT also was right now apparently playing through a grade 2 quad strain? You knew that?
I did not. A quad?
Yeah, it's so quiet. And then because I think one game he looked very strange to me, so I tweeted about it. Knicks fans immediately told me that, and I went and looked it up, and sure enough, he's playing through a grade 2 to start the season. So that's another thing with him, with some of the reduction in the numbers.
Interesting. That would make a lot of sense. I mean, the bigger problem I had in the beginning, which they got away from, and by the way, they did do a lot more 2-man game. The last game I watched was a couple games ago, and they were actually realizing, we need to get Brunson and KAT together, and they were doing that more. That was good to see. But they were also, what was making me annoyed was that they were getting Mitchell Robinson catches at the high post, and I'm like, he shouldn't get any of those. And so I think that they're going to chisel that away, and then slowly use the first 20 games to kind of figure it out. That said, they probably should have figured that out right from the get-go and not even be playing with it. But they're 4-3, so it's nothing, not terrible right now.
Yeah, I was going to say the East is just very strange this year because even as soon as Indy and Boston got hurt, we immediately defaulted to New York and Cleveland. But I don't know, even now, it's just like with Cleveland, how frequently they have to deal with injuries. We even saw that in the postseason last year. Yeah. And obviously a limitation with the Knicks. I don't know fully what to make of the East yet going forward.
Yeah. I was really high on Cleveland, but they're going to go back again to Zubats in the low post, huh? All right.
Here we go. This time with J. Will.
Yeah. And that J. Will, I mean, what a nice thing to have, an extra big man who can shoot threes. He can block shots.
Good stop.
And, he's very smart. He can pass. It's like that's the other thing. They lose Hardenstein again. Like then they just put Jalen Williams out there.
Yeah, like this being basically a mostly second unit guys is so ridiculous because this is still a really good unit. Yeah. It's Shea, J. Will, Caruso. It's ridiculous. This is an insane team.
Okay, Bogey. I guess get warmed up quick. And obviously, I think that the Clippers are going to have to exploit the 3-point shot to try and win this game.
Got right where you wanted.
Yeah, you'll trade that shot for threes all day long, and then you're going to be okay.
Oh,
you do it again. I mean, look at that recovery, and he got right there to contest right on the hand. Perfect.
Oh wow.
Oh, Harden fell asleep.
Yeah, they're just so flat. It just overall as a team, they're so flat from 3 this year. Isaiah Joe should definitely help. I think he's only played one or two games, so that's a good boost.
Yeah, he'll definitely help, and and so will J. Will or J. Dub.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jones is probably taking the most shots. Well, actually, behind Harden.
Wow. He came ready for this one. This is crazy. That's his fourth three, I think.
Yeah.
4 or 5.
So, yeah, then you got the Caruso operating the short roll area there. Illegal defense on Zubats. Can't stay in there for more than 2.9 seconds.
Have you, before tonight, been able to see much Clippers this year?
A little bit with the Harden. To get prep for the Harden thing, I was going through some Harden stuff, focused more. But no, I haven't gone. I haven't watched enough. I usually get to a game at some point sooner than later. I'm going to make sure I do, because Intuit Dome's a great place to go see a game. By the way,
oh, really, it's got to be. Yeah, everything I've ever seen about it. I'm like, a situation just hasn't lined up, but I know I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm actually going to the Lakers game tomorrow.
Who are they playing?
Wemby, the Spurs.
Oh, amazing! I somehow missed that one. Okay, great. Yeah, Luka's ridiculous right now.
I mean, so is Austin Reeves.
That's huge.
You got to see if he's going to play tomorrow.
I'll bring the Lakers up at a timeout because I definitely want to talk about them a little bit.
So yeah, there's that midi. You know, you'd like to get a little bit more of a hand up on those, but you know, I'm not sure how much it matters with him.
Yeah, it's just tough because we were talking about fouling Shea at the beginning. I mean, when he creates space, he'll give you a pump fake and then you have to jump and then you foul him, or you don't jump and he makes a jumper. So yeah. One of the greatest offensive players ever. Just is what it is.
Now you watch Isaiah Joe guarding Bogdanovich is like hugging him in the corner in the beginning, but then lets go of him quickly enough for the refs to let it go. But they're going to have to do something about that if he keeps doing it. So keep your eye on that.
Flyby.
I thought maybe we're having an Aaron Wiggins game. He tends to stand out on these national games sometimes.
Yeah. No, I like what I've seen from him early. Just hustle plays. He has the offense, but then hustle plays as well. A couple of tipped rebounds. They just have somebody that'll do a little bit. They have everyone they play contributes something important. That's what is so odd about them, because they'll have 11 players come in and it's like, okay, yeah, you could justify playing all of them. And then Kenrich Williams is somewhere down there. They just throw him in one day in a playoff game.
Yep. And again, listen, the game doesn't start until AJ Mitchell checks in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he just does everything. He's kind of like the Swiss Army knife. He just has feel for the game. It's you can just see it right away.
I was gonna say, is he playing tonight? Because I noticed we're 2 minutes in, and I mean we have 2 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, right. Why? Because he would have maybe come in before Wiggins now. But let me check. I didn't see anything on the injury. Let's see here.
Yeah. Carmelo said pre-Harden 50. I mean, at this rate, yeah, it's starting off as a Harden 50 night, but we'll see though. It's a long game.
Yeah. Let's see. AJ Mitchell injury. He's available.
Okay.
He's got a glute issue.
Okay.
Looks like.
So then that's the luxury, right? Like a player as good as he's been, you have the luxury of making him available, but then also just playing the other guys. and not really testing that.
And that's that one that, it's like, is he going to play or not, for the fantasy fans too? And you can see why the information is important, and why you can't just be giving it out if you're on the team.
Yeah.
Because who knows? I don't know exactly when they made the decision. Let's just say he's not playing tonight, right? Well, you might have already put your over-unders on him.
Yeah, at some point this week I'm going to go through and watch Heat Clippers because I didn't get to see that last night, and I definitely want to get acquainted with them because they've made so many pickups and moves this offseason. Obviously I think they're actually the oldest team in possibly history with the average age, so that's why I've been really fascinated to see how it pans out. I got to catch more of these.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chet back in. What unit are we running now? Caruso, Chet, SGA. Who SGA has actually not checked out yet, I don't think, has he?
Nope. Yeah, I mean, and like what they're down, they're going to try and keep it close. But he'll come out, I'm sure he'll play the whole first quarter, and they'll give him like a 6-minute rest.
Mm-hmm.
That becomes the whole thing too, where we're seeing interesting, like John Morant, bristling against the rotations. I think that's the root of his issue.
Mhm.
And he plays his like bookends of the quarters, right? He plays a little bit, plays 4 minutes, and then he's out, and then he plays the last 4 minutes. And it's weird. It takes a little while to get used to that.
Nice.
Now, John Collins, always loved his game.
Yeah. No, I was super excited to see him on this team too. Who did they swap for him? I forgot.
Oh boy.
It'll come back to me.
We'll have to look it up. Someone will tell us in the comments. It's a good question. Or was he?
I think that was part of the Norman Powell deal, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, right. Because he was, but Collins wasn't in Miami.
Yeah, I think it was 3-team, if I remember correctly.
Collins was still in Utah. Here we can look it up.
Foul on Joe, I believe. Let's see.
So he was, part of a 3-team. He was with the Jazz, and so Kyle Anderson, Kevin Love go to the Jazz. Norman Powell go to the Heat, and he goes to the Clippers, and then a bunch of picks.
Yeah, I know we were talking about the Heat earlier, and we were just sitting here talking about how weird the East is. I was telling my friend the other day, it's like this is the type of year the Heat end up going to the finals in so far in the 2020s is where the East doesn't really have like a top juggernaut, and 1 or 2 injuries can take another team out. Like this is the structure of the year where the Heat goes. So it'll be fun to see. It feels wide open to me. I mean, obviously Cleveland is the obvious thing, but I want to see how Garland comes back from the toe because that's been lingering for a year. It feels like.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I feel those finals vibes for the Heat, but things can change in a hurry.
Oh, I don't feel them either. I was just saying this is the type of year that it happens in because I haven't felt finals vibes from them any year that they've made it so far in the last in the 2020s.
The only problem is then you're gonna dismiss or not dismiss, but overlook Butler from that end, and it's like not like LeBron. You can never dismiss LeBron, but with Butler, again he's one of those guys where it's like bet against him at your own risk.
Yeah, true. That was a big part of that. It was him being able to turn up in the playoffs. That is not there. So,
what can Collins do? Collins, he's a guy that can block shots. He can shoot threes, grab rebounds, big body, athletic.
Yeah.
Wow.
There it is. Was that Isaiah Joe? Like we said, struggling from 3. Add him, and boom, there you go. 10-point game.
And that was huge. Let's see. Watch this dip. Brings the ball down by the waist, and then the key here is the synchronization of the right foot planting and that left right, and then where the ball is on the way up. As long as you get that sync right, that's what generates the power. It makes it effortless.
Beautiful.
That's great to see. Like when I work with the shooters, that's what I'm studying. All I do is I study literally frame by frame. When is the right foot plant? What height is the ball at that point? And if it's a lot of times people get it up too high too early, so then it has to sit there and wait too long before you push it out, and then it's not like a nice flow. We have our first super chat. Let's put it up here from Ventu's Torch. Thank you so much. Although I recognize that thing, that's not the name that I normally see for that icon, but either way, thank you so much. Great to see you. It's funny, fans say trade AR and LBJ, but for who? So Austin Reeves and LeBron. You had a Lakers thing you wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah. So this is kind of on the topic of it. I mean, I wasn't going to say trade AR or LeBron. I think LeBron has a fake no trade clause being where he is at this point in his career. But I was just kind of wondering. So they're playing pretty good basketball right now without LeBron. You get Jake LaRavia in, who's developing, Austin Reeves, who's developing. These guys are clearly, I think, benefiting from LeBron not being there as well. I mean, that's just the elephant in the room. So it is going to be fun to see what happens this year, especially since he did not get I don't think he got the extension he wanted this summer, and there's been talk about that. Because you're looking at LA when they got Luka, I was going, okay, you can't build a championship team with him and LeBron quick enough, I don't think, with what LeBron has left. And now you're looking like you found kind of a direction with Luka leading it. And so I'm just interested to see what happens when he comes back, because not saying they're better without LeBron, obviously, but just in terms of what they're trying to build for the next few years, throwing LeBron on top of the young guys right now who are clearly thriving with this opportunity. I just want to see how that plays out. That's all I wanted to bring up about them. I guess it wasn't really a question.
Right. And you're right. Like I can't wait to see, all of them healthy. It'll be interesting. Now, is there this notion that like LeBron's going to get traded to Dallas, go back and hang out with Kyrie and AD? I don't know. You never know. I mean, listen, if you asked me if they were going to trade Luka, I would say no, that would never happen. So, a lot of interesting stuff there. LeBron suspend. I almost let it slip. Well, LeBron not playing right now is interesting to me, and I will just throw it out there that there's this weird notion, suddenly he's got sciatica, and it didn't seem like he had sciatica, and he's awfully stoic on the bench, just kind of sitting there. I'm gonna really trust me when I'm there tomorrow. I think I have pretty good seats. I'm gonna make sure that I'm got my eye on him throughout the game because normally he's really animated and he's really up and trying to get his teammates going. Sometimes to the point of like mania, like being a little manic about it. So, all I'm just saying is, just be a little bit suspicious if he comes back after like, I don't know, exactly 15 games.
Yeah. It's definitely a peculiar situation because I can't remember what quote came out. Probably like a month before the season when it was something about LeBron's camp and in LA, and it just felt icy. Is all. It's felt icy pretty much for the whole summer, and
but I'm not even talking about what you're talking about. I don't think. Oh no, I lost you again. Audio. Okay. Now the wall is awesome. If you don't know about it, it's one side of the floor where it's like almost vertical. And you stand. I think you're required to stand and cheer the whole time. And they have certain cheers they've already gotten, whatever. You actually have to pledge to stand as much as possible if you get that seat. Really cool. All right, so we got Chris Paul, little Brook Lopez 2-man game, and Lopez is floaters are not really his thing. And by the way, if you want to, no worries. If you want to ask questions and get on the screen, give us some hype and help us keep this show going, that'd be awesome. On the YouTube side, I know we can do super chats. I think maybe even on the playback side you can do that. So either way, I got to find that out. Let me ask real quick. But Dom will get his new all right, well, let's go. We'll do this. I'll do some play-by-play. So there's AJ Mitchell checking a little bit later than normal. Running the offense here. They're going to go down to Chet down low on a quick double team to get rid of that. Oh, wow. Great lob. Chris Paul was thinking that the ball was in the rim when he touched it and threw it down. Could have been. There's Hartenstein. Look at the effort defensively on game 8 of the season. Yeah, I don't. Lopez doesn't really have the kind of touch that you'd love to see, like on those little long, twos and mid-range stuff. Oh, God. Batum had no desire to go to the basket on that bounce pass. He wanted to spot up for 3. Ball gets thrown away, and here they come. Oh, maybe we'll be getting an Aaron Wiggins game. Yeah, sometimes Wiggins out of the, sort of just starts playing out of his mind. So we got to get a ref to clarify that one because if it's an obvious pass, it might not be governed by the cylinder offensive goaltending. Now that I'm thinking about it, I got to find that out. All right, let's see what we got here. Chris Paul's going to bring it up. They got a 6-point lead. They're slowly losing that bigger lead that they had. And it's not helping with Brook Lopez out there as he can't quite handle the hot pass. And there's a Wiggins dunk. He can do it. Now, again, I want you to be aware of the kind of defense OKC is willing to play is startling to me with the kind of energy they bring to it, and the smartness that they understand when there are mismatches they can cover. They rotate. They're just playing for each other. They deep, so you're not going to get too tired. You're going to get a lot of rest. You can play that way. We don't just normally see teams do that consistently across the regular season, so you really should enjoy this. I know people want to kind of go off on them and say that they're too physical, they get away with everything, but I'm telling you, that's exactly how you want a team to play. And however they did it, I got to try and track down some of the coaching staff to find out what did they do, because I want to recreate that. I would want to do that for as many teams as you can. That's how you should play defense. All right, so we have any questions so far? I'll do some questions in the comments if you ask them. Either if you're over on the playback.tv/BBALLBreakdown or if you're over on YouTube, either way. Oh, you know what? I probably could go live on Twitter. I think I forgot about that. don't know if I think I selected it, but I got to do the thing with the Twitter. Let's try that while we're talking. Let's see if it's working. What are we? Let's see here. Is it working? Let's see. Okay, but so far, again, keep your eye on Wiggins. He looks like he's doing. He's going to have one of those kind of games. Let's see. Sad Clipper fan is saying, I really don't like Brook Lopez on the team because it means we play the same defense with him that we do with Zoo. I like giving different teams different looks on defense. And yes, that's an interesting point. I mean, certainly Lopez, was so upset when they in Milwaukee when they changed the defense, even in one iota, and it caused problems with the coaching staff. So we know what he's like on that one. Oh, maybe we have Dom back. Are you back, Dom?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, we're upside down.
Yeah, I have no clue what's happening tonight. This is so crazy.
Right. Like you had to find a whole new mic.
Yeah. So yeah, because I was gonna ask you about that. Let me just refresh.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm all for drop coverage, especially when you're big and like not that mobile on defense. A lot of times it's not even what you can vary is the on-ball defender getting around that screen and then chasing around as well. But certainly, yes, it's nice when you can kind of blast a little bit or double and do something different. And you just wouldn't want to do that with Brooke. Oh, I gotta let you in. Sorry, hang on. All right, Dom will be back, I'm sure.
All right, here we are.
All right, there you go.
Are you using a XLR mic or are you using USB?
Am I using a what mic?
XLR?
Yes.
You are. So do you use Go XLR, like the mixer?
I have a mixer. It is Tascam mixer.
Yeah, I might have to change. I don't know. This week, I guess they might have released an update that just broke it because it was working fine every week up until like the last 7 days. So I don't know. I'm on my USB one now.
Interesting.
Nice
I don't know.
take.
This one's worked really well. I really like it, and I have a good shotgun mic that so you don't have to have it. You don't see it.
Yeah, I might ask you what mixer you having afterwards because I think I need to replace. I think it's just over for this one.
Yeah, that happens. I leave it on all the time. You're not supposed to do that, and it will wear out. So that's also part of it. Could be part of it. But all right, so Chet trying to take advantage of the severe height mismatch, can't finish in those little middies. That's got to be a foul on Chet, though. I think.
Yeah.
Bogdanovich is letting him know. But Kennedy, Kennedy's not. He's not a newbie. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he's been around as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
AJ Mitchell definitely did check in at like the very end. So yeah. Most of the gang's here.
He's moving around, so that looks good. He's just solid. He's always under control. He's
nice.
Oh, look at that! And then, again, Wiggins. We're having a Wiggins game.
Yeah. They say he saves basketball. I've seen it with my own eyes multiple times.
Yeah.
And there goes the pressure.
Yeah, that's the other video I got to do. Is everyone's pressing now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I saw something about that this year. I think it was a graphic on Twitter early in the season. How many teams are pressing? Like,
yeah,
I mean, it was much higher.
They wouldn't have done it more only because if you make them take 8 seconds off, now there's like not a lot of time to run whatever offense you want to run. It's like, of course, but they never wanted to do it. It's so weird.
Yeah. It is interesting to see how things change in the NBA over time. Even like we're watching the Thunder with a double big lineup. It feels like through the 2010s, mid 2010s, late 2010s, that bigs were pretty much going away, and then DeMarcus Cousins and such, they started to come back. Jokic, obviously, and now we're back to double big, which the teams felt unheard of as we were progressing through the 2010s. But it's forcing other teams to kind of have those lineups as well too. So
but if you're going to do double big, one of them has to be able to shoot.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because even like the Warriors, right? Like they're doing. I mean, Draymond's not really big, but whatever, Draymond. But they're going to play Quentin Post or Al Horford. And those guys can spread the floor. And that's opening up so much more. It's almost like they didn't need it, I guess, back in the day. But like they went several years, they really did, and they didn't have it. And there, look at that Collins rebound.
Yeah, he's active tonight.
So now we got Harden back in here, ready to just control the game. Let's see if Brook Lopez can contribute positively. But look at so like those are the things where he's just not athletic anymore. He can't float and get enough distance and reach and get that ball out. Now, in the box score, it's going to be nothing. The ball got deflected out of bounds ultimately, right? But look, he just can't get there.
Yeah, it's much different. There was a day when he, I guess 2017, 2018 in Houston, it felt like every play ended in a Harden 3, a Harden free throw, or a lob to Capella. It was like those 3 things.
Or a skip pass for a corner 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. And that was that's Wiggins got, it's hard to imagine that you can do that defensively so poorly on an out of bounds play when all you need to do is stay, protect the basket. But it happens. And a great pass.
Interesting.
That's easy.
There we go. Yeah, they need that from Dort because Dort started this season as one of many Thunder players not shooting well, but specifically with Dort, you look at it because he worked so hard to improve it over these last few years. Oh, foul.
Oh, and we can now pause and rewind. I can jump back on these streams.
Yeah. I haven't used it myself before, but I had seen that when I jumped into a couple of rooms.
Okay. We can't tellustrate just yet, right? I feel like they're going to add that soon, right? Or I can draw.
You can't what?
I can draw on the screen. I can't do that yet, right?
I don't think so. Not yet.
They're going to do that. I think it's what they were telling me.
Wow, that's awesome.
I mean, I could actually share my screen with on my iPad and do it.
Yeah.
But I got to find an app that will let me draw over a live thing, which I don't think I have. Anyway, all right, little handoff on the left side. The clock is winding down. They got to get a shot off, and it's not going to happen. I wonder who leads
with the hands again.
I wonder who leads the league in like forced 24-second violations. Oh, look at that!
Oh, what a luxury! That's amazing.
Delay of game. I don't know if that should be a delay of game.
I don't think so.
Remember that there was a year there or a couple of years where they were calling delay of game if you just even breathe on the ball.
It's when they very first implemented it, right? Yeah, everyone was scared to touch it out of the net.
Yeah. So again, look, even light pressure, just now look, they're going to get in their offense, and they haven't gotten in their offense yet. It still haven't gotten in. Okay, and maybe now there's 12 seconds in the clock. They still haven't done it. Really, here, 10 seconds in the clock, and they're just now getting into a pick and roll.
Get to the corner, nice.
They hit the 3 anyway. There's John Collins. So look at this, getting downhill.
Oh wow, no foul. Okay.
And again, like those are not easy. You can't just throw lobs together. There's timing and the accuracy involved. Look at that. Look, Collins is really having a game.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Yeah, I think he could make a jump if he gets into the right situation. I mean, he's not starting here even, but I think he could certainly be a good starter on a good team. And we saw that a little bit in Utah.
Yeah, and then that one playoff run too, back when he was a good bit younger on the Hawks. His trajectory looked a little bit different back then.
I know. He was actually playing some defense too, and that was a good trajectory. And what happens? You get on a different team, and the role changes, and the next thing you know, it's hard to regain that.
Yeah, exactly. Situation is that's like the unseen part with players and such. They end up with a certain organization or asked for a certain role or a certain coach. It can just change things so much from season to season. It can change a whole career.
And I talk about guys like Steve Kerr. Had he not gotten to the Bulls when he did, we wouldn't have known him at all.
Yeah, exactly. Situational.
He was on the way out of the league. He couldn't find a role, and then he got in the triangle offense stuff with Chicago, and then won, and then the Spurs, and
Yeah. Clippers fan said he wants Collins playing the backup 5, bench Lopez, and only play him spot minutes. Interesting.
I mean, I think Lopez is getting to that point where maybe they might figure out that Collins playing those minutes is better, and then bump Brook Lopez down one more notch and get plays like 15 minutes a game. It's probably what he's playing now. I got to check. Drop coverage, pick and roll, and there's Wiggins. Did they call it on the shot?
Yeah, I think on the Hardenstein putback, I believe.
Up for Hardenstein. Okay. I'm kind of curious. What is How many minutes is Brook Lopez getting? He is playing. Brook Lopez is playing. Yeah, 16 minutes a game. So he's not even playing that much anyway.
Brook Lopez is going to be one of the more fun career retrospectives to do, just because I'm old enough now to have seen pretty much his Nets days before he was even shooting, and like the totally different player he became for the rest of his career. It's that's going to be a lot of fun to look back at.
Yeah, because he easily could have been a guy who just like fizzled out of the league, like there wasn't a place for him. Like remember Kevin Fareed is kind of like that, right? He got a big contract, whatever, and then like was gone within a couple
Oh
years.
yeah, Fareed. I was so high on Fareed as a kid. I remember.
Yeah, and there's another guy just like that. I'm forgetting now who was another one. It's like non-shooting power forwards that like David Lee was like that too. Hop on the shot. Oh, can't knock it down. I think that would have been off of Zubats. They didn't need to try and save that. Oh, and here we go. Now, I don't know if Tony Brothers had a view of whatever he's discussing with Kennedy anyway, but we'll see what they overturn it.
Sounds like it's going back to the Clippers.
Brothers are in the background there. He can't see any of that. So it was going to be off Zubats. He didn't have to save it.
Oh, and yeah, it popped off his knee at the last second.
Yeah.
I love Hardenstein's activity on defense as well. He's super active, just bothering, just matchup, active hands, moves well. No way, right? Okay. Oh, good hustle.
So yeah, so Derek Jones is the guy. If he's like your fifth best player, sixth best player, he could be that on a good team. But if he gets any higher than that, you're in trouble. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the thing for the second unit. You have a legit, because I know Caruso obviously is great for the second unit as well, and has been, but AJ literally comes in and gives you a legit offensive option off the dribble creation, as if they needed more, really.
Yeah. And because he's a lefty, it's just it's different. Look at that. Look at that X out, beautiful. It's hard. Even when you feel like you're moving the ball against this defense, you're not getting openings.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Chris Dunn probably could have just shot it, but it's not really what he likes to do either. But, you can kind of feel it, right? I know it's a 4-point lead for the Clippers, but it feels precarious.
Oh, very much, yeah. Especially when they started up by 14, played with the double digit in the first quarter, but you could always feel it. It was closer than it appeared.
Oh, I don't know what he was going to do there. Well, I guess he wanted to drop it off, but that was ugly.
It was Chris Dunn. Shout out Chris Dunn. I know even though he improved his 3-point shot in the playoffs, obviously coaches still test him. Like last year, I believe the Nuggets did. But him going from a guy who was just mostly just defense to being able to hit open threes during the regular season in the corner, it's big. It's kept him in the league.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, his defense would have anyways, but yeah, that's made him a legit piece.
No, so yeah, absolutely. More press. Well, a little bit, not even really, but even just to show him a little bit is good. A little pinch post.
Yeah, just bigger. That's all.
Yeah. He's not going to go. He's not missing 3-4 shots in a row. He's going to be able to get a shot that he can make.
Exactly.
Nice.
Wow. Kaysen keeps finding himself open. Those corners keep popping open for the Thunder.
Collins is pissed. I bet you Harden was involved in that one. If I hit rewind, we can go back. I'm worried. I don't want to hit it. I don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to rewind or is it going to jump back 10 seconds?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen it. I think I tried it when I was a viewer, but I don't know how it works for the.
I'm going to ask you. Nice inside hand reverse. Love it.
Yeah.
Good to see. Good to see.
Yeah. Super active. Earning more minutes.
Because I'm kind of curious here. What the starters for the Clippers? It's Batum, Jones, Zubats, Harden, Dunn. I don't know why they can't, instead of Batum starting, they should start Collins.
You think so? Yeah. I assume they were over the offseason. That was my assumption, actually.
Yeah. So it's Batum is just not going to give you much. And so they're probably thinking, well, let him start the starters so they can get the most out of him there. But I don't know. You don't want to fall behind too much. Although it didn't matter. They started the game so great anyway. But it seems to me like you want to start on the, firing on all cylinders, which would be listen, Collins, Jones Jr., Zubats, that's a good front court. And Harden and Dunn. And obviously, I'm sorry, Kawhi would be there. So
Yeah.
could you do? Yeah, you could probably do. Maybe not. Maybe put John Collins instead of Derek Jones Jr. and then have him. I like Derek Jones Jr. coming off the bench. It's probably his most effective role to like toss
Hmm.
on defense and score. Um, what about that? So what if you had John Collins, Kawhi, Zubats, Harden, and Dunn? That's pretty good. Then you got Bogdanovich and Chris Paul for his guards off the bench, and then you have Lopez, Derek Jones, and Batum. Not bad. I don't know that. I don't think that's not a conference finals team. That could be a second round team.
Yeah, that's kind of. I think that's what I see for them this year. Honestly, this year in the West, I was really high coming in on obviously the Thunder, but then the Nuggets as well. I liked a lot of what they added, especially considering they gave OKC probably the biggest scare. I mean, technically it was Indiana, but the Nuggets did too, and they were shorthanded, and AG got hurt. So,
Yeah.
speaking of AG, wow, what a we were just talking about player transformations with Brook Lopez. AG since he's came to Denver, just insane jumping offense. It's been wild to watch.
Yeah, and we've seen that in the history of the NBA, where a player like really really good, like this is too old for you, but Dennis Johnson, comes from Seattle to the Celtics, and Dennis Johnson was like a high flying guard. Gosh, who would he have been like? Not like Michael Jordan, but he was like I don't know, Clyde Drexler ish maybe, and he gets
Mhm.
the Celtics, and now he's just going to be a pure point guard. Only shoots when he's wide open, but it's really smart, whatever, and like transform that team. Michael Thompson, Clay's father, comes to the Lakers. He was an All Star, I think, in San Antonio, and he comes there, and he's just a role player, whatever. It really elevates the team, and so it's kind of like a little bit like this as well. Where he comes in there and just does whatever they need him to do, and then every once in a while he reminds us all that he was an all-star, right? He was an all-star in Orlando, right?
I actually don't think he made the All-Star team in Orlando. I don't think so, because I remember he was a part of those weird teams that never really achieved anything, and so we knew he was good, but we were like, he's a raw talent here. And that's what we used to say about him here. I actually specifically when he was in Orlando, I'm like, he's gonna go to another team one day and break out. And that's exactly what happened. I don't think he put it together as an All-Star in Orlando.
You're right. He's not been an all-star ever in that season.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, and you knew there are certain players that you can plug them in and they're just going to excel. They're going to figure it out. And part of it is anybody who goes to play with Jokic, which is funny
Yeah.
because Russ started to get a little bit of that shine too. Like he was
Yep.
cutting and getting some passes, but clearly was still inconsistent enough where they didn't want him back. Did you see the quote he asked him the other day when he was in Denver?
Yeah. Yeah. And he said he didn't think they wanted him back, which I guess, I mean, they probably didn't. You look at them signing him last year, it was, I think last year was the last season where the Nuggets kept losing role players, right? Like they were bleeding role players from that championship team. And then you go pick up Russ. It was kind of like, okay, this is, we can work with this. And it did. But long term,
Yeah.
it's not ideal. But he did well there.
Well, we'll put a pin in that one, and we'll talk about it maybe at halftime.
Sure.
A great lob to Chet out of the timeout. Really great play, especially when you set that ball screen closer to the basket. Really hard to deal with that.
Nice.
So there's AJ
Everywhere.
Mitchell causing havoc. I mean, again, the kid on the video. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. It's why it's unfair. Why OKC is unfair. And there's Isaiah Joe.
There you go, right there. From pretty much a step in from where he hit the first quarter one.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got Caruso. I don't know if he was planning on not playing, but they don't need him if they don't. Right? I don't think he's played. Did he play? I don't think.
Yeah. He's played today. Yeah, it's been quiet, but he was there. I think they've used pretty much everybody they normally use who is available so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Caruso. Oh, he got 10 minutes. He snuck in there right under the radar.
Oh, tough break.
And here they come.
Yep, right by him.
Right, you forgot about him, and then all of a sudden he's right by you for a little. He missed the floater. That's a tough one.
Yeah, he's missed like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That was kind of tough angle, but he's missed 2 or 3 shots he can make.
But meanwhile, they erased that lead or the early lead, and now, see, like that's interesting that he didn't get that call, and he was so good at being able to draw the foul and enraged everybody for all those years.
Yeah.
And then, the head tilt back stuff was always annoying for people. And he doesn't do it as much. So, there was obviously clean on the block part of it, but the drive earlier, there was, it seemed like a lot of contact. All right, what do they want here as a blob? Oh, okay, interesting.
I only got 7 seconds to work with. step back. Yo, clock. Oh, come on. Okay.
That's just tip for cap.
This is 5th, I believe. Just one of those nights.
Yeah. Like for instance, okay, there's an example. Plenty of contact. They don't call for Harden. Okay, whatever. But then SGA comes down there, boom, the whistle blows.
Yeah, that's people's complaints sometimes too, and that goes back to the Dort conversation we were having earlier. I've seen people specifically say, "Hey, they'll let Dort be this physical, but then on the other end, there'll be a touch sometimes, and it's a foul." So yeah, that is one of the major complaints.
I mean, most of the time I got to defend SGA because they're fouls, and the defender tends to be dumb. Like, stop reaching in like that. It drives me nuts to see it. So, but then other times, very infrequently am I going to look at something and be like, that really shouldn't have been called. And then even more infrequently will I look at like another play like just now and say, oh, well, that one, on the other team shouldn't have called. So it's interesting because it's like when you talk to the fans, they'll be like, every play it's a mugging and it's football, whatever. And it's not,
Not at all.
Every so often there might be one ref's not in a good position. They don't see it. They can't be certain. I don't know. Meanwhile, there's Caruso back in, and the hits keep coming. They just keep coming off the bench in waves. It's crazy.
It's insane. I can actually say I haven't seen anything like this from a team. Just the quantity and the quality.
Right. That was at 210, and maybe we can go back at halftime and go through that because that's an amazing example of like how they can overload on defense and they just trust their teammates to rotate properly. So yeah, here we go. The Clippers are hitting tough shots to just kind of stay in it. So my prediction would be the second half might end up being a slow pull away by the Thunder.
I think so. Yeah, I fully. You see the intensity of the defense right now. It's going to turn the tide eventually. That corner does keep coming open though too, so maybe the Clippers can.
Yeah, I mean, listen, SGA kind of got there a little bit. It wasn't like completely wide open, but look at that. What was? Oh, he had too many options to pass to.
And one.
All right. But either way, to beat the Thunder, it doesn't matter if you beat them by 20 or you beat them by 1, right? You just want to have one more point than they do, however you get it done.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's just going to be this is why, possibly by the end of tonight, they're 8-0. I mean, what teams, and especially you go around the league, how many teams can deal with this, with having to play 10 or 11 guys and then they all hustle on defense? Nobody's really lazy on defense on this team almost at all. So it's how many teams can compete with that?
That play was kind of clean. Like, they got a hand in there and they were calling at the ball. So I don't know. Dunn was upset. Like, he wanted the call, but that was a little bit clean, and maybe ball don't lie.
Oh wow. Raptors won by 28 tonight against Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, I saw Giannis played.
Yeah, he did. Oh.
That was interesting. All right. Good D by Harden. Okay.
Midi pull up.
That's okay. Again, that's the shot you want. A pull up, 15, hand in his face, like, let him take it. But man, he ran that one. Look where they're starting their offense at half court, literally.
And it feels like it's been for possession straight as well.
Yeah. So that's going to wear you down. You can make the prediction right now. Tyronn Lue probably already is seeing this. They need
Yep, that's a foul.
We got to look at that one because remember, you're allowed to touch the hand. Oh, I know. If you touch it before the release, right? So the high five rule is complicated to some degree, right? You can make contact as long as it's not a secondary motion into it, but it's got to be after the ball is released, which is.
That was after it released.
Was it? It was close.
Let's see. They're going to show another angle?
Close. But let's see if we can read it. No.
That's what he's asking about.
Oh, they're gonna. Nope. He already shot the free throw. It's too late to contest challenge it. Right?
They're talking about it. Looks like everyone's. Here we go.
Yeah, and that's what they were looking at in the replay, I'm sure, on the bench. And I bet you they're going to challenge it. So this will be good. Maybe we'll turn the volume up a little bit to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Daigneault is going to be mad that they let him do that because I think it looked like they shot the free throw. And
That was
usually you see
challenging.
the refs kind of mull around a little bit, give them a little extra time to make a decision, which may or may not be cool. I don't know. But you want the right call, right? Isn't that the most important thing?
Yeah, and I think specifically with this one, since it's a new rule, I guess that's why they took a little bit of extra time, because that's what Jones was asking. It's like, okay, wait, if it's after the shot, wasn't that the rule? And
yeah. Oh, they're going to review it. They got.
All right, I'm interested in this one because when they announced it this summer, I feel like it wasn't as big a news as I thought it was.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's a big deal, and so I was interested to see how this plays out.
Right. And remember, guys, it's not that they got rid of that rule, the high five rule. They simply said if you're going to have a secondary, overt motion to what people were trying to hurt Steph's hand, then that will be a foul no matter what, even if it was after the release. But if you keep your hand up and this, kind of touches after the release, then you're fine. And that's what he did. The question. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's what it looked like in real time.
Touching his hand. Let's see. It's got to be really close.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's still touching, and you can see he couldn't, finish because when you're shooting, you want to be able to finish. You want to be able to finish your follow through, even though it's out of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
But ideally, that's the most perfect kind of contest you'd want. If it was 2 frames later, you want to be able to touch the hand after the release.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you want, and at every level.
And so that's interesting to lose. That's an interesting place to lose the challenge because that's what it looked like in real time. As soon as I saw it, it looked like it did on the replay. I was like, oh yeah, that's a foul. And so now you've lost the challenge there on what looked like it might have been the new rule.
Yeah. I mean, there's 3 free throws involved that you don't want to give up. Yeah. You don't have to, but yeah, that's rough.
I will also say too, I don't know in the last 2 games if SGA's 3-point percentage went up, but in the beginning too, I know he was probably shooting 24% from 3, and it's because a lot of his looks are really tough like that as well. They're step backs, they're contested early on, so that's why I hadn't been as worried. I'm like, throughout the year, I'm pretty sure he's going to get some better looks, but a ton of them have just been very difficult like that.
Yeah, he's under 27% for the season right now.
Yeah, and so every time I watch the Thunder, they're just like that. So I'm like, okay, they do have another All-Star on the way back, and things are just only going to get easier.
Because J-Dub can facilitate a little bit. That might give him some catch and shoots. He could get that back up.
All right, well, OKC has a lead now too. I'm not sure if that's their first since when. I'm waiting for the commentators to say, but they've got it.
All right, so they're going to wind the clock down for the second to last shot, and they're kind of zoning this up. You can watch Caruso; it's kind of in his own here.
Nice.
Yeah, they caught Chet, in no man's land.
Mm-hmm.
Chet didn't need to step out towards Zubats at the free throw line. He could have stayed lower. All
right. Well, if you're OKC, I mean, you're happy with the way this has ended, though, considering the start of the first quarter. You probably feel like you're going to be able to finish them out in the second half.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be telling them that Harden is not going to go 5 for, let's see, where did he go 5 for 6 from 3? Harden went 5 for 8 from 3. So he kind of cooled down a little bit toward the end anyway. So he's not going to hit 5 threes in the second half.
That, and like we were talking about, especially as the quarter was winding down, a lot of their possessions were just starting way at the top and taking a lot of time. So if you're OKC, you're like, okay, cool. That's something else to play into.
Yeah. You'd show them those clips at halftime and be like, hey, give me that for the first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter, and the game we can go on a run. And that's probably what they're going to tell me. And and then don't worry about getting tired. We're going to rotate you in, rotate you out, get right back in there, get a breath. So just give us everything you have on defense. What were we going to talk about again at halftime?
There was a play I think you said you wanted to go to at 2:10. I believe that was one thing for sure.
Tell me what remind was. Let's see.
And then we've got couple of games, and I haven't. I sat down to do this one with you, so I actually have not seen the rest. Okay, the Bulls came back and won. Nice. Beat Tyrese Maxey, ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
This is unavailable while I'm on the stage. Stage members have to be in live mode, which are part of the live stream. I don't know if that
You might just have to use your. If you want to go through plays, maybe you'll just have to use your screen share thing.
all right. I think that's okay, right? Because everybody here has. Let me try it. So, where's my Clippers? Where's Thunder? Okay.
Big man Sam said you also said Westbrook. I don't know if you brought maybe while I was gone.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh yeah, the Russ thing. So it's like with Harden, it's what was nice about his game in my mind is he's kind of adjusted over time to kind of figure out how to handle his declining physical skills. Yeah. Russ never really did that, right? Like he never developed a floater. He doesn't really shoot threes well. But part of the Denver thing was in that interview he said. He's like, yeah, they didn't want me back. And then I was like, oh, no, he doesn't know what a player option is. But then they asked him, and he goes, well, you had the option. It was your choice. He goes, no, they told me they didn't want me back, and I don't want to be somewhere I don't want, not wanted. It's like, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
But he would have made more money if he would have, opted in. But he's probably made so much money that it's not as big of a deal. So I get it. But so that was part of it. But like, yeah, he clearly he wore out his welcome. I think I don't know. From what I've heard around, it just sounds like he's difficult around in the locker room and everything. You could tell that guys like Jamal Murray and Jokic, they don't want to deal with that.
Right.
You're gonna come in, you're gonna play off the bench, whatever. You got to fit in perfectly.
Yeah. Funny, I was just talking to my dad about that because me and him used to watch Westbrook's prime together when I was younger, and he was asking. I guess he read an article. I guess he read the article you're talking about, and he was just asking what happened. I said the same exact thing. I was like, in his older age, he really hasn't changed much as a player. Is a thing from shot selection to the drives. It just never really changed much. And how many teams in the league really need it? Because even Denver, I buy that. I buy Denver. Making the moves they made, getting Tim Hardaway, getting Cam, improving the roster, and then saying, yeah, we don't really. Want Westbrook because at this point we're progressing, and some of the things he does when it's not playing off of Jokic might be a negative. So I could totally see that for a team that thinks they're contending. I could totally see it.
And for a guy who thinks that he is on that same level, like the thing with the Lakers is coming out. Aaron Weissman has a new book, and he talks about the Russ with the Lakers, and it sounded like he wanted to be treated the same level as AD and LeBron, and at that point, he just wasn't that player anymore, and that's tough. I can do a screen share, I think. Let's see here, but it might have some of this extra gobbledygook here on the side. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, but sorry for my OBS around it, but you can see it. That's probably even better. So what did I say? 2 minutes in a second.
So if you, I don't know how your setup is, but you can full screen OBS if you wanted to. But this is fine.
Oh,
if you right clicked it, it's like
full screen.
Yeah, what you do on OBS or right click the screen.
But it still has that. It's I'm in full screen right now on my whole thing, but I still have all the stuff on the bottom.
Yeah. Normally, like when I'm in Discord, I right click and it says like open preview. But I mean, this is we can see it though.
Now how do I get back? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. So. Well, whatever. Now let's see if I can find the 2:10 left in the quarter.
Cool. Vin also said, "Did you guys see Desmond Bane ejection?" No, I have not. I got home basically for this, so I haven't been able to go around the league yet. I didn't know he was ejected.
No, I think they lost. Right, it was a bad loss.
They did. Yeah, they're 3-5. The Magic, man. It's early, but still, wow. I definitely was higher on them coming in.
Yeah. I mean, Wagner is actually shooting really well from three, which is important. I think it's was it the right before this?
I think it's
okay.
Yeah, I think it was the play before this, maybe.
Okay,
so it's this one. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, one more back and you got it.
All right, there's a little lag here. Okay, so wow, it's a lot of lag. I might have to quit and start over OBS because it's like a little laggy. But let's see, because if I try and pause, it might pause. Oh, is it even playing? Or is it?
It's playing. Yeah, I can see OBS.
Okay. So this is rough. because I hit pause and it took 10 seconds to pause.
I see.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway,
Interesting.
so we can maybe try it. Anyway, you can see here is pause. You have the key here is. I wonder if you can see? Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Oh, here. This is the key right here. He's guarding. This is Isaiah Joe, I think. He's guarding. I think this is done, and he's coming all the way over. What they call this is nexting, where he comes way over here to help get in the way here. I don't love it because it's an easy pass for the wing, but he's not like an amazing shooter, so they can do that. So now let's continue playing and see. Wow, look how long that is. Okay. So now, okay, but that oh boy. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah,
So I hit it twice. Anyway, that's not even worth doing. Okay, we got to figure out a better way to do that. But anyway, you could see that what happened was after he nexted, someone else rotated behind him, and then he rotated down, and then they get the steal. And the question there is, we don't often see pick sixes anymore, right? Or ever, right? We don't see pick six steals. And I wonder if you can teach that. I wonder if you can do drills that you get your players to be so aggressive and willing to risk that, knowing that, you can cover for them. Because it seems like, there are lots of passes that you could do that with, and the defenders don't. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the trust. Like you said, the Thunder are able to pull that off, but they also have everybody on the string. Everybody is a good defender. Everybody is an aware defender too. So I guess it kind of just depends on the personnel. And a lot of teams probably don't have it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, but yeah, when you have the luxury like OKC does, you do. So it's kind of what separates them.
Yeah. So I'm always looking at that. In fact, I did a cool drill last weekend where basically you drive in the middle of the lane, and then there's a guy in the corner and a guy in the wing on the weak side. You got to pass to one of them, but we have a defender in between them, and the defender is moving and trying to get you to get a feel out of it. And so what they slowly develop is, or one guy starts figuring out, if I look one way, but I pass to the corner, then the defender literally, like, you have the force. You can move that defender with your eyes.
Right.
And so everybody started to do it after I pointed out and showed them. And so I'm like, wow, can we teach the no-look pass? Can we develop this where guys start to, is it just going to be Luka and just Jokic, and you just shrug and say, hey, we're lucky the guy walked in the gym and he's on my team? Or can we develop that? And I started to feel like maybe we can start to develop a little bit more of that if they get more comfortable. So, I'm encouraged, but certainly, I don't know if it'll work or if it'll stick in the games, but,
Yeah. I mean, because that does require the ability for like quick reads and such, and that's a very nifty way to manipulate the defense. So that's also an IQ thing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that sticks though, if that grows. Because
if it applies to the to the games. So I just restarted OBS so I can monitor the game to go back, and of course I'm still in full screen mode. How do I get out of exit full screen? So I'll keep my eye on that so we can come back when it's ready. They're just showing the highlights right now. Now the Warriors are ultimately 116-105. They're up by 11, and with 2 minutes to go in the fourth, it looks like they're going to take that at home, even though Booker went off for 38 points. The Suns don't have it, right? They haven't really done anything to improve themselves well enough from last year. In fact, they got worse.
Yeah, I mean, because they had that situation with the roster where they kind of, just had to bail out of the big three and all the bad decisions they've made for the last couple of years. And, they didn't have great assets. And so this is just kind of what it is. It doesn't help that they haven't even been able to see what you can get from Jalen Green. We know in Houston that was very inconsistent, but they haven't even been able to see that. And on the Suns, while Devin Booker is probably, I'm going to assume, averaging over 30, it would probably help have another ball handler. But other than that, I mean, he's averaging a flat 30 and 7. But I wasn't expecting anything from Phoenix this year. It's, that roster is a result of years of the finals team, and then you immediately bust that up and you rebuild. So they're just kind of in transitioning right now.
Yeah. It's interesting. That's a really fast fall.
Yeah. I mean, you look what they did since 2021. It much felt like how you can handle teams on video games. You just keep swapping pieces, especially the first one too. They, with all the defense they traded in that very first move to try to consolidate into a super team, which was not a super team.
And the Lakers did the same thing. Dallas did the same thing into 2011. You try and corners, try and maybe save some money, and and I get it, because it's like if you get into that second apron or whatever of the luxury tax, it is really difficult sometimes to, I suppose, make those ends meet. But like the Bruce Brown thing for Denver, even
Mhm.
He was never in a better situation than in Denver, and I think he discovered that pretty quickly and had
Yeah.
to go around the world a couple times, and now is back. I got to study a little bit more of that because I feel like he's not as the same guy as he was even that he was in Denver the first time around, which I'm
Mhm.
sure hoping he would be.
Yeah.
Let me just see here. Bruce Brown right now is where is he? Why can't I find him? Am I in the right season? I'm
Yeah.
not. How did that happen? Oh, I went to last season. Sorry. So Bruce Brown is here. He is. Oh, come back. Yeah, he's not even averaging 7 points a game. About 19 minutes. Let me check. I'm kind of curious how many minutes he played last time in Denver. Let's see.
I feel
So
like that was kinda like the conversation we were just having during the game too though, right? About players, roles, situations, and you like you just said, it was great. It was amazing that year they won when he got his money and really kinda hasn't been the same since.
yeah, absolutely. So he played in 80 games, started 31 of them, and played at like 28 and a half minutes.
Mm.
So, he was a major player where now he's playing, 19 minutes a game. And that's a big difference. He shot 55% from twos, 36% from threes, just, all around. He was getting, 3.4 assists, just
Mhm.
really, fitting in perfectly. So maybe they can kind of find that after 20 games and figure that out again.
Yeah,
But, it's a different team. You got Christian Brown now and other players.
definitely.
The other thing that didn't jump out at me was as working as well as I thought would have been who they replaced Michael Porter Jr. with. Cam Johnson. He's
Mhm.
not really fitting in just yet. Like I thought it'd be like a hand in the glove.
Same, yeah. Hardy's not really, popping on defense, which kinda goes back to last season as well, but the shots also too, that's big because the one thing MPJ was gonna give you, he was gonna make some shots sometimes, it's a big
Yeah,
deal. So
yeah. I would expect him, especially on that team with Jokic, creating shots for him. I would think
mhm.
Cam would be shooting a really high percentage from three. Now, and that could just just a little bit more comfortability,
Yeah,
and then he'll get there. So we can't quite judge yet. We got to give like the Orlando Magic another 10 games. Let's
sure.
give King Johnson 10 games. Anybody else we have to give 10 games? I know who we don't need to give 10 games to.
I think I know who you're gonna say.
Well, I was going to say like maybe the Kings. I don't think we need to do more time to.
Yeah, yeah, I see somebody pointed it out in the comments, but, I mean, what's happened with Sacramento too is just, I've been watching basketball 20 plus years, it's pretty much par for the course. They had, the Beam era, they kinda had I don't wanna say lucked into a decent era, but that was a very rare event for Sacramento, Where they are now is, not that surprising for those of us that have been around for Sacramento basketball for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one. Now the Bulls pulled it out. I don't know if you watched. I watched that game earlier today. They were down by 20 plus, and just a total meltdown by the Sixers. Which, by the way, I was impressed that they were actually up by that a lot too. I mean, they don't have
Mhm.
Paul George yet. They don't have Jared McCain, um, and but they were looking really good. But then the Bulls, they were 5-0, so they have something there, and now they're 6-0
Mm.
on a Vucevic 3-pointer in the corner, and Josh Giddey could be an all-star.
Yeah, yeah, I think he's, averaging close to a triple double, but Chicago too, I love it. I wonder if it's held in the last few days. They are leading the league in assists at around 30 per game. Pops out on the screen too. Whoever
Yeah,
gets the ball immediately starts moving, move pass. They've adapted really well to their personnel, but it also does help that Giddy is improved as a shooter. Trey
yeah,
Jones, like they've got and then Ellis as well. His athleticism, his cutting off of that, and all the movement that's going on in Chicago. I like it. I really do like it. I want to see it stick. Like you said, yeah, they came back today and beat Philly. And a lot of the teams they beat too to start, it wasn't like a fake 5-0. They beat good teams to do
yeah,
that as well. So
absolutely.
that's exciting because it feels like it came out of nowhere, but they were also fourth in assists per game last year as well too. So they were already had that kind of principle. I just didn't see it jumping to a 6-1 start. So I'm interested to see what it looks like in another 10 games. But so far, it's beautiful to watch. I will say that.
Absolutely. Wait, let me just, I feel like last year, toward the end of the year, eh, yeah. I mean, they went, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. They went 6-2 the last 8 games, and then you can go by there. They were winning games at the end of the year last year and putting some
Hmm.
things together, and Buzelis was really looking good. So there's something there, And again, the East is an open book right now for them to take
Yeah.
advantage. And listen, is Giddy going to shoot over 40% from three on 4.5 attempts? it would be unprecedented for that kind of a shot. I don't see much difference in terms of the rhythm and whatever, but it'd be worth it. I might have to do a little bit of a deep dive on that to figure that out, because that might be the next video after that is the Bulls' hot start. If anybody watches it, the Bulls don't tend to have the biggest imprint, over the years with me and views. It's weird.
Yeah, I wonder.
I mean, they've struggled for a while, so maybe they're not as active on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. That's it. To be tapped in with Chicago over the last few years, you have to really be tapped in, and a lot of people they don't get a lot of opportunity to be seen, so it makes sense.
Are you in Chicago? Where are you?
Orlando, Florida.
You're in Orlando. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just own every team's gear. That's all that is. Who was I gonna bring up? So yeah, Chicago, Philly. It'll come back to me. There was another team I really wanted to ask you about. It'll come back to me.
Oh, maybe who's not going to be good?
There's a specific team I'm thinking of. It'll come back in a second. We're floating around.
Yeah, no.
Well, what is so far with the? Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. So I don't know how much Houston you've seen, but initially though, with the Thompson point guard, obviously Fred VanVleet gets hurt. Have you liked them so far from what little you've seen, or how much have you seen?
Thompson initiating the offense isn't great to me, but then you turn around and they're like leading the league in offensive rating. But then you also look deeply, and they played a lot of easy teams, and they were 0-2, and they win 3 in a row and build this. The offensive rating goes up through the roof, but they're playing the Nets and they're playing whoever else. So I don't know yet. I sense that there's still going to be a problem against the top teams in the West. Need something else. They need Fred VanVleet, unfortunately. But they've proven at least against the bottom part of the league that the scoring isn't going to be the issue, and certainly when you have the defenders that they have across the board, they should be able to shut teams down in a very similar way to OKC, right? They have those kind of defenders. So when do they play? That's the next question. I want to see, when does Houston play OKC next? Is anybody? Let's see here if I can.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure when they're back up. I can't wait though. I loved opening night.
Yeah. So let's see here. So Houston's going to play, right? They play Oklahoma City and lost in double overtime in that first game, and then they play them again on January 15th and then February 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, they played 3 times this year, so that's going to be the one I'm going to end up circling in terms of when Houston to find out where they are. But let's see here. Anything else? Any other game that pops out of my mind that gives us a real chance? They play Denver on the 21st before Thanksgiving. And that's going to be at home. That's probably the next one. And they play Golden State. They play Denver, Phoenix, Golden State. So that might be the little stretch that give us some indication of where we really feel about it. So,
okay. I did want to give Toronto. I mean, they're not playing good defense right now, but at least on the offensive side, like the main thing over the offseason, I came in and said, okay, how exactly does it work with Barnes, Ingram, and Barrett? Up till like a couple of days ago, they were all shooting 40% from 3. It's come down just a tiny bit, but still much better than I expected, especially on the attempts. They're all close to 5 3-point attempts a game, and that part has been going so far. That was like the main thing I was worried about with them. So, we're back.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that even though they're shooting really well, it's like they're 500. That's probably where they're going to be best.
I think I had them as maybe playing.
Oh boy, that's how far. Somehow I wasn't all the way live on my DVR, so then it just started for me on my OBS. Anyway, sorry. But here we are. Game is back. Yes, Clippers fan. Okay. And yes, Jordan is the GOAT still. No one comes close. All right, here we go. So we got a tie game. All right, we didn't really miss anything. And there's Dort again creating havoc like he does, and he looks like he's hurt. Even that, like they got a little bit opening, but there was SGA like to really contest that shot well. Like he can't get open.
Yeah, against a ton of other teams, that level of movement right there would have probably just created a nice open look. But you've seen that throughout this game too. No matter how much the Clippers move it, somebody gets somewhat close on OKC on most of the attempts. It's very rarely just a wide open shot.
Yeah, I kind of want to look at that again only because I feel like Chris Dunn was open. And then just pass it up and give it to Batum, and that should have been the shot.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So pick and roll, trying to get an advantage for Harden against. Again, they just keep throwing defenders, good defenders at him. No one's going to get tired.
Yeah, great defense. They were set up perfectly that entire time, and then Kaysen too, just attached to Harden Even screen comes, Hardenstein's right there. There's just no space. Things that look like they would create space don't create space against OKC. Oh, wow. You were right. Dort did take a shot on the shoulder, it looks like.
Yeah. I mean, look at those shoulders, though. Geez. And then, bringing Isaiah Joe, a guy, a better shooter, good defender. Don't miss anything.
Yep.
That's what I like about Hardenstein. He's just a good high post passer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got to catch that one. Oh, look at that pass, though.
Nice.
Again, Harden can just find a way. He can still have that impact, right? He can make that pass. He can still get that drive when he needs it. He can hit that clutch three.
Mm-hmm.
So I meant to the defense when he played behind the ball, and that's what Derek Jones did there a little bit, where he got behind him and then forced him into the mid-range toward Zubats. And then again, you get a hand up and let him shoot that little floater. That's all you want. That's a win for the defense. To hit it, great. Look at this.
One more. Good look.
Yeah.
What a bounce.
Harden.
Wow.
Looks like he'll be okay. That would be Dort on the bench. So nice double. Oh, good double. Good hands.
Nice.
Done. Yes. Those are the plays that are going to win this game. You got to get, really just. Oh, you got deflected, huh?
Yeah. I would say the Clippers have come out with good energy, considering how the half ended. Like, OKC just kept closing and closing the gap. Looked like they really had an advantage at the end. This is a great energy to start.
And by the way, that's a no-look pass. You see that? A no-look 50-foot pass on the money.
Beautiful.
Wow.
So many of the stars, like Harden, Jokic, like they make so many of those passes look mundane and regular. And then you see on the replay, it's like, oh yeah, most players probably couldn't make it as accurately.
That's right.
Or you'll see a player try to throw the same pass and it hits the crowd. Good take.
All right, just went live on Twitter. I somehow didn't do that before, but
oh yeah, I've never done that. I tried to hook it up once.
We'll open up the stream there.
Let me go retweet it.
Oh, got it. Did you see it? Or I might have to do it myself. Like,
see.
Oh, here I gotta do it. Post.
Good hands, chat. Oh yeah, it says you're live. Cool. Can you actually physically retweet? Guess not.
I will. Let's see. Let me make sure is it working. I saw it before. Oh yeah, there we are. Okay. So I just posted. I just did a tweet.
Okay.
Let me make sure. I think I tagged you right. Let's see. Yeah, you don't have the underscore on Twitter. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, wrong guy.
Yeah, but I do. I do have an underscore. Yes.
Well, that guy. You know what? Let me delete that tweet. Let's try it again. It is an underscore. All right, good to know. It doesn't autofill on this in the back.
I see.
Here we go.
While we're on this timeout, one team we didn't bring up in the in the halftime was Memphis. Any thoughts there?
Memphis, the team?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're going through a problem, with Ja, and it's a real problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the defense is. I mean, what is it? I watched a little bit because I wanted to see how Ja would play coming back from that suspension.
Mm-hmm.
And because he hit a game winner, and then he plays the Lakers, and all of a sudden he's like kind of giving up in the fourth quarter. And even when did you see that Blake Griffin thing where he called him out on?
Yeah.
And I'm not even that sold on the clips they used to really show the point he was making. I didn't really feel that way, so that was weird. But obviously there was something wrong because Ja, freaked out, and then they had to suspend him.
Yeah.
So it's not good, especially if it's your best player, doing that. So they might, are they going to get fed up with him and move on?
I think so, because really I've been looking at Memphis over the last year, and I looked at where they have been since 2022. And then I looked at their salary sheet last year, and immediately I said, okay, they're gonna have to make some decisions because I didn't think they wanted to have all three of those guys paid for the foreseeable future. It just didn't feel like that core was gonna finish it. So
Yeah.
Bane goes, they got a haul for Bane. If you go back and look at that deal from Orlando, they got a haul for him. And yeah, now with this Jolly issue, it does kind of, and then you got Cedric Howard in now. You've got some young guys. It feels like if not this season, we are within the year, of just moving on from this core totally. Because yeah, we're 3 years removed. Well, now we're going 4 seasons removed from 2022 when we thought they were on the way. It's probably about that time.
By the way, now I'm starting to think there is a team out there that could use a starting point guard.
Plenty, actually.
Well,
a couple.
One I'm thinking of is not too far from Memphis, in Houston.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were thinking. Yeah.
So
I wonder.
Right? God wouldn't have to do too much. He could be, kind of plug himself in and then, be explosive when he needs to be, because he's not as explosive, right? I feel like he's, injuries have sort of wheeled him down a little bit. But that might be interesting. That could be something that they might want to, jump on if they get a good deal.
Yeah, which you might get because as I've seen numerous people pointing out his drives over the last few seasons and just the level that it's came to, it's probably not going to be the haul it would have been 2 years ago or 2+ years ago. So
right. So and they have assets. Houston has plenty of assets.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, good pass.
And again, it was open, but the guy was running at him, and it's getting there.
Yep.
And that wears you down, right? That's why it's like you do this enough time and not consistently enough, and even those open shots don't feel open.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a little pro trick where you kind of give Dort a little shove on the shoulder.
Oh yeah, hopefully just a stinger, but I definitely that angle. That was a bad angle. Yeah. Number 6.
No. Yeah. So again, look at that contest. Caruso got knocked off, and he was right there, get the hand up, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that's what's incredible with the OKC too. That's their oldest player. He's 31 years old, but specifically teams win a championship, you always do kind of wonder when they come in, okay, what guy is going to want a bigger role? What guy is going to want this? And OKC has players young enough to where you would wonder that. And so far, it's not really showed.
Yeah. Very impressive in the culture they built. Even though they tanked, they didn't lose,
Yeah.
That culture,
There goes the contest again, like you said. Caruso got there and airball.
Chris Dunn's shooting that well. Let's look real quick. Because he's, I know he got better and he was starting to shoot better in his career, but let's see. Right now, forgive me, he's shooting 46% on 2 attempts per game. He's on fire. I have not seen those threes, unfortunately. I've seen the misses.
Wait, say it again.
Chris Dunn's on fire for this year from 3, 46%. But he only takes a game.
Yeah, I see.
That's not an open 3.
No, definitely not.
But they're hanging in there. They're hanging around, and they're at home. That's going to help them.
This is Shea's 80th consecutive game with 20 points, and goes to 3. Well, here comes this might be the pull away we were talking about here in another couple of minutes.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I thought Caruso was going to get it, and then that got him out of shape, and then boom.
Bang.
Yeah, timely threes are important.
Big shot. Yeah, because these threes, I think that's the second 3 SGA hit like that. Once again, step backs. Those are tough ones, and those are going before he even gets to the mid range. Yeah.
It's texting me, Bronny James. What did I miss today? They didn't play tonight, right?
No, they played last night.
Yeah, and he was not good last night, right? I mean,
Lakers fans said he was making winning plays. Everyone else said he wasn't that good. I didn't see, so I can't speak on it. But
I watched a little bit, but I didn't see his. But I feel like the box score wasn't impressive. Let's see.
Yeah, that definitely not.
This looks like a zone.
There you go.
It's like, you could give up a wide open 3 because the chances are they're going to miss. Like, at most it's going to be a 40-some% shot.
Yeah.
Oh, Euro from the Euro. Nice.
And then too, like for the Thunder, you're defending them. Oh wait, who got a tech?
Somebody got a tech. Is it Bogdanovich for
Bogdanovich got a tech? Come on.
Yeah, it looks like it's on Bogdanovich for taunting.
That's unfortunate. I was gonna say though, watching the Thunder, you do see that a lot of the times in this unit. It's kind of like what will you live with? Yeah, Jalen Williams 3 on the wing or corner is definitely the one you live with. So if it goes, it goes.
By the way, his late gather there let him take a whole bunch of steps before he ended the dribble, which is what Giannis was trying to do and got a little bit too, cute with it in that big play that destroyed my timeline for 3 days.
Yeah, somebody actually on the announcement tweet I made for this wanted you to talk about that at some point. I saw that.
Oh boy, I don't even know if I can handle. You don't understand. I had like insomnia one night because it like my timeline wouldn't stop. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Those conversations are always going to
Yeah.
touch on fire.
All right, let's see here.
Bang.
I mean, take your pick.
Exactly. And I saw the Clippers kind of trying to give up that Jalen Williams 3 on the wing as well too, and it just ended up with a contested Caruso make. That's what can you do?
All right, free throws.
Timely.
But it wasn't open. I said Joe had gotten there and was like, if he just wouldn't have hit him, he would have, just did a normal contest.
And right on the arm.
He didn't. He just didn't have to even do that. Just hold your hand up and just keep it.
Yeah. He immediately realized it.
Yeah. Let's see if they can make him pick. All right, get that roll. And now John Collins comes in, so here's a chance. Ronnie looked like an NBA player, which is good for him. I saw one clip of him. Oh, he had 6 assists. Interesting. Okay.
And then they had, I'm going to assume that was a two-way guy who had a game for himself last night. Got his name, but he's on the Lakers. Yeah, he was a big part of the win.
Who did they beat yesterday?
I'm pretty sure it was Portland. My days are blending together, but I'm almost
okay. I watched that. I watched a little bit of that.
Nick Smith Jr. There you go.
Yeah. Right. Luka was great. I mean, he goes out and then like Austin Reeves gets a 50-point triple-double basically. I mean,
right. I had my LA takes wrong. I can already say that early on, just the way they've survived.
Yeah. You might not be wrong though. We'll have to see.
Long term, yeah. I just think so far I think I was a little bit lower on them than maybe I don't know. I didn't like the offseason, but here we are. I didn't expect Jake LaRavia to come in and be what he is so far. Good save. Wow.
Yeah. Harden again just doesn't get that call anymore. SGA probably gets that call, right? There's a good example. Whoa. Did you see that? Bogey gave him a shot.
Yeah. It's funny,
and oh wait, they got a block on the first shot.
I wonder what you think about this. I know the stats say that the league is calling, I think, the most fouls in some type of a time period, but since the last playoffs, I feel like I see a lot of contact, specifically off ball, or I don't know, even on ball. Sometimes I see a lot of contact that's let go. A lot of times I see a lot of grabbing, a lot of holding, and I don't know. I noticed it for the first time last playoffs, is what it was.
Yeah, and I definitely would. You can argue the playoffs they let them play more physical, so that's something. And you would like to see that happen in the regular season. At some point, a couple of seasons ago, they did that. They were like kind of playing playoff rules in the regular season, and everyone was like, "Well, first it was shocking. The guy was going to the basket, and then there would probably be a little contact, and they wouldn't call it." And you're like, "Whoa!" But I think people were getting into that. I think they're like, "Okay, let's let the defense have a chance." And but we went away from that again, and here we are. So I don't know. So that's you're saying that the stats are indicating that there's a lot more fouls being called per minute.
Yeah, I can't remember the specific stat I saw, but I've seen it 2 or 3 times now where the average is like I don't know what it's the highest since a win or what, but it's really high. But also just from watching around the league a lot, I see a lot of contact let go too. I feel like so I saw the Suns, they were able to grab and hold Wemby a ton. We talked about Dort already. That's just one. But I don't know. I feel like in every game I see a good bit of fouls that I think used to be called. Yeah. And specifically off ball that aren't. So but
how about the Jaylen Brown one where the guy takes a dive in front of him and he walks over him? But by the way, in the ref's defense, and they actually asked her after the game, like the ball comes loose before there's any contact between the defender on the floor and Jaylen Brown stepping over him.
Yeah.
And so technically, if the ball gets knocked loose. Now, I would have said, call it kick ball. Like he had contact with the ball with his foot, and he was moving the foot up a little bit. He probably didn't really intentionally kick it, but the foot's moving up in the direction and hits the ball. So, that would have saved it for me, because otherwise I'm like, I just don't like how that unfolded and then ended up being for the game, basically, right, or crucial. We saw Jokic kind of like for the game, although I think Denver won that, right, where the jump ball from a guy behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And, all right, like he kind of got around him, bear hugged, but, not a lot of contact, maybe contact before the play. But as far as when he gets both hands on the ball, it's kind of clean. I'm actually I don't know about how you feel. I'm kind of morally opposed to the idea of being able to create a jump ball from behind the player who has the ball in his hand. I just don't think you're allowed to do it.
Yeah, no, that is a bit interesting. That's
even if you reach around, you have long arms, you can kind of somehow get the hands on the ball without kind of touching the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like that's not what there's an example. That's not the spirit of the rule.
Yeah. Clippers fan said, I know the teams took the least amount of free throws ever per game. Every league from 21 to 24. Not everyone was crying that there was free throws every second. I think I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Year. Okay. Oh, got you. Okay.
That's this year. They're taking the least amount of free throws.
He said every year from 21 to 24.
Okay.
Teams took the least amount.
Yeah. I mean, we need more data before I can really get a handle on like what they're doing, what they're emphasizing.
Same.
I mean, I'm not surprised that there's been some controversies already, like the Jokic one, the Giannis travel, not travel. We've already had some of those, but I gotta say that the refs, having hung out with them a little bit a couple weeks ago and filmed some stuff with them, you realize these guys know the game, they understand the rules better than anybody. And that's kind of the problem. Sometimes the fans just don't know the rule.
Mm-hmm.
They're arguing against the rule book.
Yeah.
And then after that, when you try and explain to them, then it's like, well, okay, that's not what we're arguing. They'll kind of pivot and make it into, well, let's change that rule then. I'm like, well, okay, then why are you dragging me through the mud this whole time about like the fact that it's not a foul and now you realize whatever. It's an interesting crossroads we're at right now, I think. All right, what we got here? We got Aaron Wiggins out there.
Oh, 3 of them. Same spot. Like, okay, that was a great example of what I was talking about right there. Lopez and Williams. I swear 2 years ago I'm seeing that called. Then that's the contact I'm seeing.
The rebound?
Yeah. And that one, I see those that go a lot more now. Just a lot of bump.
Interesting.
A lot of that type of stuff. Yeah.
Maybe I might be seeing that. It might be like the notion of, okay, is it gonna disperse in time to not have to call it? Is it an advantage to one or the other? Maybe not. They're both kind of doing it to each other.
Yeah.
So I think those are the calculations. And I mean, I would imagine that the refs, one of their priorities is like, not to keep blowing the whistle as much as little as they can to keep it even or to keep it from being an advantage for one team or the other. And that's hard.
Yeah. I like it that way though, because basketball, it's called a non-contact sport, but plenty of physicality, and I don't want the game to stop every time 2 people bump while fighting for something. Yeah, so I like it.
Look what the press did. The press did that.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let Chris Paul bring it up. So now John Collins has to do it. He's not used to doing that, and they didn't even make it one pass.
Woo! Oh, that's so crazy.
And you think, okay, this game is.
It's so crazy because I made a Thunder video recently. This is exactly what I said. I'm like, okay, Lou Dort shoots 10% from 3. Cool. Isaiah Joe, come in, fill in for a second. This is exactly what happened. Lou Dort probably won't come back in this game, and now he's also playing defense here. What a team. What a team.
Now there's the mythical right-left from a righty spot-up shot, which I actually kind of like, and I groove that with my players. And he nailed that one from deep. Again, the three-point shot is what's going to be able to keep you in. They'll trade the 3s for 2s. But, I mean, that's sickening, like what SGA just did. What's the box score for this? Let's see here.
OKC starting to feel real comfortable, you can tell, with some of these shots.
Now, but the reason why they're staying in it, the Clippers are, is because they are 13 for 29 from 3. And but you know what, the OKC Thunder have stayed right with them at 12 for 26.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Wow.
huge.
So,
Huge. This is so timely. We barely seen Lopez today, and now they're falling behind. And here's 2 threes for you.
yeah,
Far threes as well.
yeah. Oh, can they match it? Nope.
Nice.
It's like I almost kind of feel like the Clippers could steal this one at home, which is not you're not supposed to steal that thing at home, but
Yeah.
extreme.
Tough. Yeah, but like you said, it would feel like a steal because I've counted now 2 or 3 times where it felt like the Thunder were ready to go ahead and take it all the way.
They're hanging around. They have to hit these tough contested threes.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of moved into him a little bit. Not a ton of contact, but can he do it again?
Unreal.
These guys are just swinging at each other.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Who's going to blink first?
Yeah, this is like a turnover or anything would kill them right now.
Yeah, but they wanted 2 for 1. Oh, that's a good pass.
Need it.
I might like someone's going to be a blank, and we're going to realize it at the time. Like that might be it. Let's see what happens here.
That's a big momentum shot. Yeah, there we go. That's
like
what it felt like.
They get the open 3 in the corner. They can't hit it. SGA hits a tough one.
Exactly, and you could feel that coming too, though. It's like, okay, if y'all miss this shot, you're going down further than you need to be.
Why are they doubling Chris Paul on top? That's interesting.
Yep, oh, here we go. Boom.
There's your answer. And then they hit this one. Oh boy, who's going to see it? Oh wow. That was interesting. They had a shot at 3 at some point in there.
Yeah, but like you said, the Clippers are basically surviving with some really tough looks as well. And the dam finally broke. It looks like it's only 8, but yeah, it feels like more than 8 right now.
Right, especially because the Clippers, like they're playing, they're treading water. They're really playing hard. They're really making plays, and they can't get closer than 8. So we'll have to see how that works.
Yeah.
Into the final quarter. I wonder how many. It's late, man. It's late for you. Thanks for staying up with me.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like I said, I want to see more Clippers, especially after last night. I was mad I missed that one, so I've been wanting to lay better eyes on them, especially against OKC too. A question about them. So like we see Isaiah Joe's killing it tonight. You probably see more Thunder than me last season. Is this development from Isaiah Joe here right now, or is this like more of the same? Because
yeah, I know he was doing this last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure, he was a 3-and-D, and
I know 3-and-D, but I mean I'm seeing a lot of off the dribble as well. Was the off the dribble was frequent?
Yeah, I think we saw a little bit of that. But this might be another step in improvement for him this year a little bit. Although now I'm trying to picture what he did in this game. We saw him off the dribble a little bit.
Yeah, you got to that mid range. A couple of the threes have taken a dribble first. It hasn't just been catch and shoot in the corner and such. It's been
right.
Yeah,
and that would be logical to assume a guy like him is certainly going to continue to develop and want to show the coach, I can do more stuff. And in this day and age, he's going to be allowed to the Kyle Korvers and the JJ Redicks, like they just didn't really, they weren't allowed to do any kind of dribbling really.
Yeah,
and they weren't great at it. But now, the Duncan Robinsons, the Isaiah Joes, those guys are all able to, do everything now.
It's so funny you say that. I over the summer I was just watching random games. I went back and watched a game from 2011, which to me doesn't feel that long ago because that's the basketball I grew up with. But I looked, and the main difference was, the role guys were not able. They didn't have the liberty to do some of this stuff like Isaiah Joe is doing right now. If you were a small forward role player, you just needed to get the ball and play a role and keep it moving.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, it changed that quickly. I didn't realize how many role guys got more of a green light and more freedom over the years.
Absolutely. And that's great. Like, they should have been encouraged and allowed, but I've talked to role players in the NBA from back in the day. They literally were like forbidden. Like we're going to.
Yeah. You could tell. It shows on the tape.
Yeah. And part of the problem I think is the development process. Like it wasn't taught well. Like dribbling wasn't taught well, and shooting even wasn't taught well. So it's like no wonder it was harder to develop those kind of things.
Yeah.
So is Harden the most underappreciated player of all time? That's an interesting question.
Clippers fan, if you're still in the chat, how much has Bradley Beal played this season as well?
He played last night. I don't know why they're doing a load management with him today. I don't think he got hurt last night.
See, yeah, because that was one of the main things I was interested in. It's like I could see it's in a different role for the Clippers, how he could help them. He's not going from a big three piece to a deep team like this, but definitely want to see a bit more. Say Brad has been terrible. Interesting. Okay.
All right, so we got a little horns action on here across the top. And then here's AJ Mitchell. What's he going to do? Look at that. Swing the ball out, get back, get penetrate.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. All right. Yeah, it's over. This one's over.
You might have to watch me tweet that out if they show the replay.
Oh, wow. Unreal.
Oh, I feel like we could probably tweet that out here somewhere. Press the scissor button. I'll have to figure that out.
That is ridiculous. I mean, but that is funny right there. That shows exactly what Shea was just saying in that press conference about how it just feels like they had a year to get better. Personnel didn't change much. Everybody's just clicking a bit more. And that right there, it's like they're on a string. On both sides of the ball, all of them, all 10, 11, 12, they're all on a string.
Yeah, and it's also like the culture. Like they realize they pick guys who aren't going to fall under that spell of like the disease of more. Look at that, AJ Mitchell.
Boom.
He's just got a nose for the ball. That's what I think call him.
Yep. And how rare is that too, right? So OKC gets to add a guy, and it's not just an offensive creator who doesn't do anything else, who doesn't play defense. No, he does all of the above. I saw that in the Pacers game too, a rebound just like that. Yeah, the rich get richer. Crazy. Yoink. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's actually like probably the best way to do it, because you protect the ball with both your legs, and all right, let's tweet that. I'll come back.
I'm still not over OKC finding a way to add Hardenstein and Caruso in the same summer when those were exactly what they needed too. When they got eliminated, those were the two things they needed, and they maxed out this home run in the same summer.
Absolutely. And you just got the sense that that people just weren't recognizing that Hartenstein was as good as he was. But he was with the Clippers, he was really good.
Yeah.
And then the Knicks screwed up and didn't sign him to the right contract, so they couldn't get his bird rights. And OKC could get him. And, now again, they might not be able to pay him again the next time, but they'll just throw Jalen Williams, the big Jalen Williams, and the same with Caruso. If they have to go get more money somewhere, then they'll just plug in, Wallace and AJ Mitchell, and you know what I mean? It's remarkable. They are set up for a long run. I mean, pretty much as long as SGA is in his prime.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, like we said, the assets and the picks, the guys that are there now, the fact they have a lot of them locked up. Most of this team is locked up, I think, this season and next season, and then after that, they have the will to get as creative as they need. So yeah, that's.
I think that maybe SGA goes down as a top 5 scorer of all time.
Yeah, the way it's going for sure. It's crafty. I mean, they even remember they put there's a video on YouTube too of just his shots next to Kobe's, I think, and a lot of it is so similar. I guess it's hard to see in real time, but when you put it next to each other, you're like, okay. And then he has his own style too, his balance. He might just have the best balance of any guard I've seen.
Well, that's because he could be driving, and basically his body is at this angle to the ground.
Yeah,
he's not falling over. He can be at that angle, which is again, it's another reason why people follow him.
Yeah,
he's getting around you, and he's leaning into you as well. And you try and get out of the way, whatever. You're following. He's got his body into you, and you're trapped. But and I think he's probably quicker than Kobe, right? Like more explosive than Kobe. I mean, Kobe at some point early in the career was pretty explosive, but I think he's got more twitch than Kobe does.
Interesting question from Braun here. He said, is iHeart the best screener in the NBA? He said Adams hits the hardest, but Hart's angles, even when he is ghost screening, are amazing. Any opinions on the screeners, top screeners?
Yeah, there's somebody else out there. Well, I mean, Draymond might be the best one too, because he gets away with a lot of it. Other guys don't. But yeah, Hartenstein's is solid. He's big. He's smart. He knows angles. Yes, all those things are important. I don't think it's too many anybody else. Fine. That can just eliminate. And listen, like a guy like Horford, he's a really good screener. Um, yeah, well, what I like about Hartenstein the best is like his high post stuff, but he doesn't get enough for opportunity. Like that pass he made, he can make really great passes, no look, all sorts of great stuff from the elbows.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need it from him, so he doesn't do it. But like, I bet you there'll be a game this year when a couple guys are out, and they go to it because they need it, and he'll remind us all.
And Clippers fan also talked, since we've been talking about closeouts today, this is one thing I guess OKC might exploit, because he said talking about role players, shooters are way easier to close out on when you know they're not allowed to or comfortable with putting the ball on the floor, making decisions. So yeah, if you've got that in the report as well, that gives them even more liberty.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it just makes it harder to guard. Like defense is harder.
Yeah,
without question. Now you got too many guys that can handle the ball.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of missing talent, we were talking about like overlooking talent with iHeart. Did you see Ryan Rollins before this happened this season?
I mean, no, I shared that tweet. He hit a 3 against the Warriors. I was like, hey, let me introduce you to Ryan Rollins. I know he played last year, but I didn't really. He was not on my radar, and he didn't play that well tonight, and they lost. But he is good. He's got. Apparently, it looks to me like every skill you need.
Yeah.
Oh, look at John Collins.
Continues.
But
that court.
By the way, we blinked and it's a 15-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were saying in the third quarter, though, right? This is what felt like it was happening because the Clippers were there, but it was also, just surviving, hanging on by threads. And once Dunn missed that corner 3, you could kind of feel it. You could feel the energy.
And I thought for sure. Look at that, AJ Mitchell. I thought for sure when I went to go take the number of threes, that it would be a lot more of an advantage for the Clippers, and that's why they were kind of hanging in there. Once you realize that the Thunder have pretty much matched them 3 for 3, then you're like, okay, that advantage isn't even there anyway.
Exactly. Wow, 0 points in the last 4 minutes, basically.
Like compress the defense and then go in and out, but now you got I was going to say you got Brook Lopez being a dribble drive artist. It's just not going to help you. It's not going to work.
Yeah, and that's that feels like a continuation of some of the random possessions we saw in the first half too, when their offense started to get a little bit stagnant. It was a post up, and then somebody catches it and just dribbles, and that's kind of it's back to that. And they've turned over, I think, on what 3 was that 3 or 4 straight turnovers just now? It feels like 2 to 4 straight possessions of turnovers.
Yeah, and the worst part about it is they have to have Harden on the bench. He needs a rest. So this 15-point lead is going to go to 20.
For sure.
Probably maybe on this possession. Oh, they have him.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow. They had that, and they had Caruso wide open in the corner from 3.
Hey, this team is ridiculous. This is what I said, though. I made a video called OKC is the perfect team, and you can never predict a repeat, but it's going to be tough for this team to not repeat the way they're built. This is insanity.
They can throw Caruso back on Jokic. I'm dying to find out what Jokic is going to do to adjust and not be so flustered by a little guy guarding him.
Yeah, this is. And then you add the dynamic too. If you rerun the Nuggets Thunder series, you add the dynamic of Mitchell, who was not there last year too, which is something Denver did not have to deal with. So it's just and then maybe possibly an improved Chet as well, as much run as he's getting without J-Dub. I feel like it hasn't been as heavy this game, but so far this season it has been. There's a million different angles for the Thunder to attack it from.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that J-Dub's not out there is ridiculous. Like they can add him. Are you kidding? Because he's going to be better.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll have the glow. He'll have like more confidence as a champion. We've seen that all the time when guys like go to take a whole big step after that. So when is he back? Do we know?
Oh, well, actually, as far as I'm concerned, he just had a second operation, I think they said, on the wrist, and they said they're going to have to reevaluate him. And I forgot the timetable, but he had a second work. He had more work done with it.
Let's see what it says here. Oh, I spelled it wrong. The other Jalen.
Yeah, I've been watching basketball a really long time. I've seen great teams. Obviously, we've gone through the super team era as well, which is kind of a different thing. Teams are built different, but Oklahoma is easily one of the best teams I have ever been around for.
This is the best team we've seen since maybe the Warriors.
Yeah, I'd say so for sure.
Yeah, he underwent surgery on his right wrist a few weeks ago. No, a few weeks after they won the title. Wait, how recent was this? So he was having irritation from the screw in his wrist.
Okay.
So they had to do that, and that will make him. He'll be reevaluated in a couple of weeks. That's not terrible in terms of timelines, but yeah, maybe December he'll come back.
Yeah, and they've got the luxury again of letting him work his way back in. It's not like they're missing him. I mean, they are, but they aren't either. So it's
okay. Yeah. So AJ doesn't get an assist for that, but like collapsed the whole defense, goes off the one, almost makes it, and then Hardenstein puts it back.
Yeah. Wow. Warhammer says, as an OKC fan, I think our experience will help us. Versus Denver, I felt we should have won in 6 last year. And I mean, and that is big too. I kept saying that as well. Every time I talk about OKC, I'm like, maybe the year to beat them was last year because they came in, they saw certain matchups, zone. Sometimes they really struggled against, and they've seen a lot of people's best punch already is the issue. And then they went and got better. So when it comes to the playoffs this year, they're going to expect to see those and be better equipped.
Look at that. Look at that. They just erase a huge advantage they would have had, and then they don't even give up an open jumper. I mean,
hey, this is great. Like, this is great for OKC fans who had to live through that. There's a good jersey hold by Collins, who had to live through the first OKC team with KD and how close they got and all the unfortunate events they suffered that took that team down and that core down to rebuild into this. Is if you stuck it out as an OKC fan, I mean, you're eating right now. This is
Yeah, I mean, you can argue there's some flaws in that roster, and I always felt like
there was. Yeah,
Russ was kind of the problem in my mind, being inconsistent and wild. But they had they had the Warriors, and it took Clay having to lose his mind, right? And I have to remember they had him. I mean, they might even had him up. Were they up 3-1?
They were up 3-1. Yeah, they were up 3-1. And Andre Roberson was hitting threes. Who else? Somebody else. I forgot who else on that Thunder team couldn't shoot, but they were hitting threes. And then
and then Clay went off in that game 7. I think was part of it. And so that was rough. I mean, the Rockets were the same way. They had him too, and they missed 27 straight threes in the game 7. But it's like Michael Jordan caused a number of Hall of Fame players never to get a title, right? And it's almost no shame in that. It's just Michael Jordan, and Steph Curry is a little bit like that. Or the Warriors did that at least for a few of those guys. I don't think Russ is going to get a title. I don't think Harden's going to get a title.
Yeah, I think it's a little late. It's interesting you brought up the flaws in those old OKC teams too, because over the summer I forgot what me and my friends were doing, but we revisited those teams, and I was like, yeah, in hindsight, they won, and how good they were during those seasons was definitely like way better than the roster should have allowed with some of the lineups that I've seen.
Well, I mean, but KD was that good, and Russ was really good, and then but like Robertson starting on your team that's rough. But again, he was a really good defender, and that's what they were hanging their hat on. So much, it was overwhelming even for the Warriors who beat them. It was like overwhelming. They hadn't had to deal with that. But look at Mitchell's. Mitchell is literally, playing a traditional point guard.
Bang.
There's Wiggins again. It's not fair.
It's not fair too, because it's funny. Like I had this thought the other day. I'm watching OKC, and I'm like, I wonder how many of these players on this team could go to another team and have an expanded role and contribute even more than they do to this one. Because I think I see a few of them. Not that they would be stars or anything, but yeah, you take them up a role or two, and suddenly they're a different player. I could see that for a couple of guys here.
I think AJ Mitchell could start.
Yeah.
I mean, I say like maybe not this year, but like his progression as a young player, like he could be a starter on an NBA team, on a good NBA team next year. That's how good this is, and he's 8th or 9th man, or whatever.
Yeah, and with AJ, I don't know if you clocked it, but I think it was this summer they went ahead and they got him on a deal, 3 years. So he's already probably outperforming that 3 years, $9 million, and I'm gonna assume he seems worth more than that already. So and so they just have that in the tuck now.
Let's look at his numbers right now. So it's his 2nd year with them. He's averaging 27, almost 28 minutes a game, 17 points. He's only shooting 30% from 3. That's one thing, but he shot much better last year on a lower attempts. But like his form lefty, like I would imagine, 35, 36% from 3 should be where he'll get to. And then his contract is he made $3 million. Oh no, $3 million last year, $3 million this year, and then it goes down.
Wow.
26, 27 goes to 2.85, and then 27, 28 is a team option. Oh my God, they got a team option for 2.85 in 27, 28. That's robbery.
Yeah,
Like if it were nice to him, they would redo that for him. And
yeah, definitely to go down and who knows what the rules are going to be and what changes from year to year. But just from where it's at right now, it does seem that won't be fair in a couple of years.
And you have to imagine like do this deal. Let's see how it works. We're no one sure either way, but we'll take care of you. Because I have to imagine what they would say.
Got to be.
And then they have to trust that they will.
Yeah, hey, what a game. Sad Clippers fan says, damn, what happened? What happened is the rope just let go, after a couple of missed threes. The Thunder got really comfortable. SGA too, though, that was big. SGA hitting those step backs. He's not shooting well from three, but amongst everything else he does, when those two win, I was like, okay, now it's trouble because those haven't even really been going yet. So
how was I really? Should I really be upset at myself for forgetting to do the 6'7" thing in my LaMelo Ball video?
Not at all. No. I still don't even know it. That's the first meme I don't. That's the first meme I don't understand. I'm aging out, so I don't think it's any shade.
Yeah, I had to go somewhat of a deep dive to have it explained to me and understand it, and then I realized right after I was done, I was like, oh, I should have just thrown it in there, and then I didn't. But I think it probably would have been cringe. Hey, Chargers. I just went to the Chargers. I went to. You know how they have these like the Sphere in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I've seen it.
They have screens that are like slightly smaller than that where you can watch football games now, where you feel like you're literally in the stadium watching the game. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't. No.
They have one in LA, and it's literally so big the screen that and the shots from the end zone, you literally feel like you're sitting in the seat, and then they'll change to the 50-yard line. They'll move around. It's amazing.
Oh wow, that sounds amazing.
We went on Sunday. There was like 1,000, Chargers fans with us. Step back. I mean, look, you couldn't even see the rim.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's 6 minutes left, and they're up 20 plus, and still contesting every single shot. It's the principles, though.
Yeah, right. Well, I tell you, if we get under 5, maybe we might let you go to sleep a little early here, because it's Now Bradley Beal didn't play.
Yeah, and it's actually Clippers fans said he's been terrible so far too. So,
by the way, Kawhi Leonard didn't play.
Yeah,
look at the game with Kawhi Leonard plays. But I don't know if he's going to make up a 20-point deficit.
The other thing too, the one thing I have heard with Kawhi, not even seen myself at the very beginning of the season, I don't think his defense is quite the same right now. Like the Jazz game, I know it was the first game of the season, but part of that was he was getting beat pretty easy on screens and ending up behind plays. So against OKC. I mean, that was part of the thing here, too. I don't know if you noticed, but every time SGA got wide open, it involved Harden, and Harden just wasn't really moving. So I'm not sure how much Kawhi would have made this up.
Right. And that's what Kawhi does. He's defensively still making plays, and he might have had the ability to recover for him or whatever. But, Harden can't do both. He needs a full at this age, he needs everybody out there that's helped support him. I mean, I don't think the Clippers had scored, right? That's the first score that I think they've had in a while.
Yeah, after that 4-minute mark, I lost track. 23-9 in the fourth. This is shooting practice.
Right. So, we'll see. We're gonna get under 5 minutes, or maybe we'll all call it. It's late for me. I mean, I'm getting ready to.
Oh yeah, it's 1:30 over here. So, I think is this the first season they've started? Well, it's 11. This game started at 11 p.m. Eastern time. I don't remember seeing 11 p.m. start times.
It must be like the. Is this one on Prime? Yeah. Oh no, this is Peacock. It must be that kind of thing. By the way, I've been really enjoying Prime. I've been able to watch all my League Pass on Prime for DirecTV, which the DirecTV stream is really not good. It's much better on Peacock, and then I watch it or on Peacock too. It's also the quality of the picture is great.
Yeah, for sure. The Prime though, the Prime is definitely the best. I cut that on. I wasn't expecting it because I heard all this different broadcasting stuff over the summer. I was just tuning it out because I watch games a certain way, but I cut on Prime. Prime is the best quality I've ever seen for a basketball game. And it's regular season, too. It looks like a full production. It's incredible.
Yeah, yeah. The only problem I have now is my TV and my Samsung. When I jump back 10 seconds, which I do all the time, obviously, if I'm trying to watch the play again real quick,
Yeah.
it like goes black for like 2 seconds and then it jumps back. It's not like completely seamless, but maybe they'll figure that out and then make it quicker.
I saw on the graphic there, Julius Randle. We didn't talk about him today. He's been playing really, really well to start with Ant out. So
You know, I got to get some more eyeballs on Minnesota. They've
same.
Yeah. I just saw one they called a foul and then he like threw some guy off his back. So that popped up on my timeline. But yeah, Randall's a beast, man.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know if he could be your second best player on a really good team, but he's a beast.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think Randall mostly is he's been a first option before on the Knicks, made an All-Star team. We kind of know what it is, at a certain point in the playoffs, it does seem the shooting falls off a little bit always. And then even in Minnesota, I've never been that high on the roster going forward. But during the regular season, though, he'll get you some wins and he'll play like this. That's for stretches. So
nice. That's probably the first time I'd seen Mitchell not quite balanced and like kind of rush, but then look what he did. Just literally just rips the ball. Oh boy, he's gonna get hurt. Did he get hurt? No.
Oh, it really did. The last 3 or 4 minutes has looked like OKC just running practice drills, pretty much just.
And then the white flag out. Look, they got the guys playing that aren't gonna play. So, well, I tell you what, Dom. What do you say? Maybe we'll just we're at this one up since it's a blowout.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do that. OKC is the perfect team. I don't see how anyone's going to beat them this year, but that's why we watch the season. You never know what's going to happen. But
well, but I'm glad you could be here. It's cool to have this like simulcast on YouTube. I'm going to check some of the comments. Let me know if you guys like this. We can do it more. By the way, I do watch. I was watching Mind of the Game, I guess, with Steph Curry. Did you see the one today that they dropped? I
haven't seen it yet. I saw that they were doing it though. I'm definitely gonna lay eyes on it.
It's a really cool discussion about shooting at some point. About 10 minutes in, it's also not accurate. Like this is shooters who don't know what they are doing, talking about what they do. But it's still really really insightful. So check it out for sure. I can't wait for part 2. But we'll do this again, and let's get the old gang back too from last year. Like get Trico out here and whoever else.
Yeah, for sure. Just let me know. I'll show up anytime that I can. These are fun.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, great conversation, Dom, and we'll hook up with you later. And thanks everybody out there for doing that. We'll talk. We'll be doing this again, so keep your notifications on, and we'll go from there. So, have a great night, everybody.
All right, thanks, Josh.